those in Pittsburgh, and more than 500 Penn Power customers are offline in the 5-county area. Volunteers with Team Rubicon will be at work across Allegheny County starting today. Their mission is helping residents move storm debris to the curb for municipal pickup. Team Rubicon is a nonprofit. Its service is free of charge. The number to call is 211. Well, the Bureau of Elections in Butler County has found and corrected an error in the instructions for mail-in and absentee ballots sent to hundreds of voters. The problem is an incorrect return date of November 5th in the instructions sent to fewer than 1,000 voters who requested mail-in or absentee ballots for the May 20th primary. A correction letter was sent to the voters affected by the error. A game day employee of the Pittsburgh Pirates is suspended after a Sunday afternoon altercation that's gone viral. More from News Radio KDKA's David Ballarato.
Pirate spokesman Brian Warecki tells me the man was a game day employee working security. He had stepped in to help a female employee whom two guests were arguing with. Then the situation escalated. Video of the incident shows one of the guests spitting on the employee, who then takes off his belt and hits the guest with it and then his fists. Warecki says the employee's behavior was entirely unacceptable and he was immediately suspended. The incident is under further investigation. David Ballarato, News Radio, KDKA.
President Donald Trump is threatening to levy all films made outside the U.S. with a tariff of 100%. Over the weekend, the president accused other countries of stealing America's movie-making capabilities. On the Big K Morning Show, Pittsburgh Film Office Executive Director Dawn Keyser said she doesn't know if the tariffs will work.
So it would be far better, I think, to increase the tax credits, especially here in Pennsylvania. Everyone understands how lucrative this type of industry is, and we just need to be more welcoming to it. So will this work? Who knows?
The film industry brings in over $150 million annually in southwestern Pennsylvania. Concerning the movie tariff itself, the White House said no final decision had been made as of Monday. A woman was in critical condition after an overnight shooting in Rankin. Gunfire reported around 12:30 a.m. in the 200 block of 4th Avenue. Allegheny County police say the woman was wounded several times as she was getting out of her vehicle, and the suspect fled on foot. 4 people were wounded last night in Mercer County. Police say that shooting happened around 10:30 p.m. in Sharon at a house party in the 300 block of Baldwin Avenue. The victims, 3 men and 1 woman, are 18 or 19 years old, and all 4 are expected to survive. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 346 points at 40,872. The Nasdaq down 217 points, and the S&P is down 55. KDKA Sports, the Pirates are looking to break a 5-game losing streak at St. Louis tonight. Paul Skeens will start for the Bucks. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. For your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. 55 and cloudy in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Hey, folks, Marty here. Just talked to my boy J.K., the king of Oakmont restaurants. The Lot. Have you tried it? Best breakfast you'll ever have. Carnivores. Unbelievable wings. The Pub. Woo! The hamburgers. And how about Hofstadt's? The Italian is magnificent. So you got The Lot, Carnivores, The Pub, Hofstadt's, every single one, the highest quality, the best food. Check them all out in Oakmont.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Get 50% off your windows. That's half off. Plus, no interest, no payments, 12 months, and a free entry door with your windows purchase. 412-545-6003. Check it out now.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Experience, leadership, equity, and integrity represent how Sheriff Kevin Krause effectively serves Allegheny County. Paul Martino here, supporting the re-election of Allegheny County Sheriff Kevin Krause. Kevin's proven commitment to public safety, his exemplary law enforcement principles, and his decades of local law enforcement service are key reasons to re-elect him as sheriff.
I'm Sheriff Kevin Krause. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by Friends of Kevin Krause for Sheriff.
Imagine an airport where you park your car, take a short walk to the terminal, and easily find everything you need. After a short TSA line, you're at your gate. Soon you're on board and lifting off to your destination. Welcome to the Palmer Regional Airport. Come travel with the Palmer Regional and Spirit Airlines. Flights to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Myrtle Beach starting in May. Non-stop flight destinations, short TSA screening lines, and best of all, free parking. Experience the difference. The Palmer Regional Airport.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up, my friend?
All right, thank you, Marty. So 28 southbound right now is a great ride. The rush hour has definitely receded there. We'll take that. But we want to remind you that through Friday of this week, you'll find shoulder restrictions on the off-ramps on Route 28's Millvale interchange. This work is happening from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day, all part of the Route 28 wrong way detection project that's happening there. No problems for you on the Parkway North, I-279 coming toward town at this hour. Parkway West inbound does have some slowdowns on the front side of Green Tree Hill as you make your way into the Fort Pitt tunnels. And the Parkway East is fluctuating right now. It's heavy for you right around the Wilkinsburg off-ramp as you make your way to the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
For the rest of today, clouds and breaks of sun along with a shower and thunderstorm this afternoon. Gusty winds and small hail can accompany any downpour, the high 64. Tonight will be cloudy with a few showers, mainly early, the low 54. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's the Big K Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest three stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
What's up, what's up? If you didn't have the chance, take a minute before we get into it to take a look at this situation at PNC Park with the usher on Sunday and this idiotic, moronic, another drunk fan, please. It's on my Facebook page at Get Marty. It's also on X. And it's all over town. It's 10 minutes and all. I mean, several people shot it. These idiots started jacking with a employee, and Patrick's showing it on the stream right now. And the idiot with the beard was half hammered, and then he spits on this usher several times. Several. I had a judge look at it. I had two lawyers look at it. I had a DA look at it. We're going to talk about that. Also, I want to hear from you if you still don't have power. Here's why. I know it's difficult. I know Duquesne Light didn't have enough people initially. I know they weren't prepared for this because I know from insiders. I know they were understaffed because I know that from insiders. I was complaining that they couldn't even put someone on the air with us, and I found out the reason why is that they just hired someone like a week ago, and they were freaked out about going on the air. That's the truth. Prove me wrong. And then the PUC does a study and says they respond about 40% slower than other entities, and that's a problem. I love how people picked on that state leader because she wants to know why they respond so slowly. Crazy that the woman wants the truth and wants to get to the bottom of this and make things better. What's annoying as hell is for the people in Pittsburgh who still have trees on their damn road. And my boys from Public Works sending me a note this morning, and this is unforgivable. So this is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're into like the 8th day here. Come on, man. Come on, man. You still have trees on trees down in the city? Come on, man. That's just ignorant. I mean, come on. You've had a week and a day. Now we're headed into week number 2. And my friends on Beechwood Boulevard, main drag, Squirrel Hill, absolutely gorgeous street, massive homes, still has trees down all over the place. Come on. What I find ironic is that the Gainey people are pushing out that he's showing great leadership. Okay, Ed, show some leadership. Call the folks in Public Works and say, I don't give a damn if it's the last thing you do today. Clean up Beechwood Boulevard. 866-391-1020. If your trees are still down, if you still don't have power, I want to hear from you. 866-391-1020. If the trees are still down in your neighborhood, if you still don't have power, I want to hear from you. I know everybody gets all defensive if we pick on Duquesne Light, but the facts are clear. They need to do better. Just like if we screw something up, we need to do better. They need to do better. And the city needs to do better here. If you've got trees down on Beechwood Boulevard a week later, come on, man. That's not some side alley. It's that same routine we hear every time it snows. But this isn't a side street. This isn't a secondary road. This is a primary road in the city of Pittsburgh, and it's still covered in trees. Come on, man. 866-391-1020. I watched Duquesne Light in my neighborhood. They kicked ass. They just did, man. You can't blame them for the trees down. What they do is they come in, they remove the trees that are in the way of them doing their work. That's it. And then it's up to you, the homeowner and or the municipality. And all they did was work every time I saw them. It's not on them. It's not on the guys in the field that are getting their hands dirty. It's the established big shots who didn't hire enough people, who didn't bring enough people in, who weren't ready for this. They just weren't. And it's ignorant. And this notion that everybody should have a generator, that's ridiculous. Once every 6 years, I ain't buying no $13,000 generator. It is not happening in my lifetime. Ever. Not happening. Ever. Come on, man. I was telling my son last night. So I buy a $13,000 generator. And by the way, they work like hell. They're amazing. I use it once every 6 years. Oh, that's an investment. City of Pittsburgh, to imagine you still have trees on Beechwood Boulevard. And if anybody's out there on Beechwood, shoot some video, please, and send it to me. If you're on Beechwood Boulevard right now, shoot some video of these trees down and send it to me a week later. Come on, Mayor, if you're so wonderful. Get it done. Patty, go ahead.
Hey, Marty, I sent you an email also. Let me tell you what Duquesne Light did to me. They came a couple years ago and trimmed and took some trees down, and then because of the wires in our backyard. Yeah. So there was one still standing that was almost at the wire. So I called them. So the guy came and he gave me a ticket saying that this was July, that they would come and take that tree down. Right. Well, that tree fell on Tuesday. Oh, Duquesne Light came to my house. It came to my, and it's a big pine tree. He came to my house 10:30 last night and was looking at the tree and said that is our responsibility because it fell. But it was they were supposed to come and take care of it.
Last July.
Yes.
And they didn't do their damn
so
job.
What do I do?
So now you're the bad guy.
Right. So what do I do?
What do they want?
It's going to be. It's my responsibility, so I have to. It didn't hit wires or anything.
Oh, well then you have
but
to
it's
take
just
it out,
in my.
man. If it didn't hurt anything,
but it's not my.
It is your responsibility. I mean, I hate to ruin your day here, but
why didn't they? In July, when they sent me something saying
I get that
they would be.
They should have done their job then, but they didn't. But it didn't. Look, we're going to hear from Carlos about the rules here, and Patrick's sitting here and he knows this. If that tree falls in your yard, that's on you, brother. Is it not? I mean, we've heard this now for years.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, and if it didn't hit your house, your homeowner's insurance is not likely to take care of it.
And if it didn't hit the wires, then it's on you. Again, I know she's aggravated, and they promised to take the tree down, but it didn't cause any damage. And I know you're aggravated, ma'am, and probably now aggravated at me, but those are the facts. Terry, go ahead.
Yeah, mine's still out in Aspinwall, up on the hill. It's on across the street. Right across the street, everybody has it. My side of the street doesn't. I got a text Sunday from Duquesne Light letting me know that it was going to be turned on Monday by 11 p.m., I think. And then I got a text yesterday saying that it's changed and it's going to be turned on today by 8 p.m., but I just don't believe them. It's I'm pretty frustrated with them all. And then I keep yeah, I'm in the house. I work. I drive a truck. So what I do is I work till 7 or 8 at night and figure I'll have a big check and a low bill.
Nice.
But Michelle's home all day. Yeah, Michelle's home all day with the dog. She has no power. She charges her phone on the in her car. But the mayor of Aspinwall, he's went ahead and opened up the fire department
Good for
so
him.
she can get down there. And,
No, it's very frustrating. Wow. Paula, go ahead. Paula.
Hi, I live in Squirrel Hill, and half my street has power and half doesn't. But we watch Duquesne Light people sit and guard a downed wire for 3 full days, rather than contacting somebody to fix the problem.
You're still out of.
They got paid.
You're still
Yeah,
out.
we're still without power. Yes, we are. The only good thing is that we do have a hot water tank that's gas, so we can take hot showers. But we have. I just threw out $2,000 worth of food.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Some of that might be
Yep,
insured.
still
some
out.
of that, but you have a deductible.
No. Yeah, it's frustrating. I think I'm a very patient person,
I
but
think you
I'm
are.
at wit's end right now.
I would snapped already. I really would have. I appreciate your tolerance.
Well.
To imagine that the city still can't get power on with some sort of concerted effort with Duquesne Light is absolutely ignorant. 866-391-1020. Look, man, we're now into a week here. It's time to get this thing going. And with trees down in this city streets still, come on, Mayor. If this is your way of leading, you got to lead better. You might have a little number that's 2-on-1 number, but I promise you this. They ain't coming by and picking up those trees on Beechwood Boulevard. No way, no how, never. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
Well, Marty, it looks like our crews doing bridge inspection on the Veterans Bridge have set up shop. They will be out there working until about 3 p.m. today. There's a single southbound lane restriction as you come from the Parkway North I-279 onto the Veterans Bridge, and we're seeing slowdowns in the lower East Street Valley because of that. Just a reminder, tomorrow and Thursday, those crews will be back. Now, they'll be working on the northbound side of the span from about 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. each day. Elsewhere around the rush hour, Parkway East inbound still stacks solidly at Edgewood Swissvale, and the lineup begins for you on the Parkway West right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp before the Fort Pitt tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Hey, folks, NASCO Roofing, the region's roofing leader, continues to exceed customer expectations. Carol from Pittsburgh praised NASCO Roofing for their quality workmanship and the timely manner NASCO completed her new roof. She loved how friendly and easy NASCO Roofing was to work with. NASCO has satisfied thousands like Carol. Get NASCO on your roof next. Call NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. Most jobs done in a day. Special financing available. NASCO Roofing, NASCO. Hey, folks, it's Marty. Turning 65? Are you overwhelmed by Medicare options? With over 60 plans to choose from, it's easy to get confused. MediConnect is hosting free in-person workshops across Pittsburgh for answers you need. No obligation, just advice. Whether you have questions about coverage, prescriptions, retirement goals, MediConnect's team will assist in finding the right plan for you. Call 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334. Medicare made simple. Hey, folks, Marty here. My friend Robert Levin and his entire Levin Furniture and Mattress Store team are continuing Levin's early Memorial Day sale with these amazing deals. Save up to 50% off outdoor and new arrivals. Take not 15, not 20, but 25% off the entire store. Leave your wallet at home. Make no down payments and get 5 years special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more. 25% store-wide, folks, at all Levin's furniture stores.
Hi, Paul Alexander here with an opportunity for you to lose 40 by the 4th. Yes, pounds. I dropped my 35 pounds with a Wacom 180 in just 6.5 weeks. There's no reason you can't set your goal to 40 or more by the 4th. Set the goal and reach it at awaken180weightloss.com.
So we have two family friends that graduated from Mount Lebo and went to CCAC. 2 years they went. Saved well over $100,000 each for college. One going to the University of North Carolina, all credits transfer. The other, an Ivy League school, all credits transfer. CCAC, folks, right here in Pittsburgh. Cybersecurity, IT, gaming, advanced manufacturing, robotics, automation, and much more. Check out CCAC, ccac.edu.
Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 412-556-BATH.
Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
For those who think we're picking on Duquesne Light, PUC did a study. It says they respond 40% slower than other utilities in similar situations around the country. And my insiders tell me the truth is they don't have the staff to get going on something this big. They just don't. They're one of the smaller utilities, so they have to get their act together, and they have to get outside contractors to do their job. And by the time they do that, we're 3 days in, and here we are. The truth of the matter is, regarding their PR people, we haven't had one on the air, and I haven't heard one on this station. So now I hear from the backstory is that they kind of just melted down their PR staff, and the new people just got on, and they were freaked out about taking on a job this big. Okay. All right. We're going to stay on this all day, but I want to play this clip from the Pirate game on Sunday. Let me set it up. According to the cops I know that work in the stadium, this idiot was hammered, a couple of them, and they started messing with a female usher. And this male usher, who's my new hero, should be promoted. There should be a statue and he should have a bobblehead. Comes to their defense and starts, the guy starts spitting at him. And then the usher takes his belt out and beats the guy with it. And that kind of stops the fight. And the usher was suspended. Listen to some of this sound. You can't, but go on the site and take a look on X and on Facebook, but listen to some of the back and forth of these idiots going at it. Listen. All right, stop it right there. So the one drunk is yelling at the usher who's just doing his job. Let's meet at Mazeroski Way, like we used to do in high school after the game. Go ahead, Mike. Then he spits in the face of the usher. Several times. There's two of the guys against the one usher. The usher was defending himself in my world. The idiot took his stupid backpack off and he started spitting on him again. And then the usher, all right, that's enough of the sound, Mike. Thanks, buddy. Then the usher takes his belt off and hits the guy with the belt. All right? The usher has been suspended. Look, if I'm running PNC Park, I'd probably do the same thing. However, they should promote that usher. They should make him head of security in the belt patrol. He should have a special box. They should have him sign belts before the game. He put these two drunk idiots in their place. They were harassing a female usher. They were spitting on him. They hit him, and he backed them off with a few punches and a belt. Good for him. I ran this video past 3 lawyers and 2 judges. And here's what I got. So you know. Let me get to the notes from one of the best judges in America who I sent this video to. Simple assault at best. Folks were suggesting aggravated assault. You need serious bodily injury for aggravated. All right? One more. From 2 different lawyers. There is no way this is aggravated assault. This may not even be a case. Simple assault at best. Is the spitting anything? Look, the guy spit on the guy. Highly unlikely. Simple assault possible. But a very difficult case considering how the altercation started. Someone made some idiotic comment suggesting that if the usher, by the way, was black and the drunks were white, someone suggested that if it were reversed and the white guy was beating the black customer, the baseball fan, that this would be different. I don't think so. Idiots are idiots. The usher is my new hero. He reminds me of Mr. Wheeler at Central Catholic. All business. And the nuns at Sacred Heart Elementary, who use the belt on a regular basis. All business. Mr. Usher, if you're listening, you are the man. I hope they don't pursue this. I have lawyers lined up to represent you, sir, if you need defense. All right? All right.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, junior hot and crispy fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely. And you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
58 and mostly cloudy at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. You may see a lot of people wearing gray shirts around the area today. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado tells us why.
They're volunteers from Team Rubicon, a group based out of Los Angeles that's working with Allegheny County EMS to help clean up debris following last week's storm.
They'll be fanning around the region to respond to requests for help to take the debris and move it to the curb. Their efforts are being coordinated through requests for help made to 211, and that's the only way you can request their help. Other recent high-profile efforts of the team include cleaning up after the LA wildfires and the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. David Ballarado, News Radio, KDKA.
New this hour, taxes are going up in the Seneca Valley School District. The school board's proposed $180 million budget includes an increase of 5.53 mils, which translates to a tax hike of 4%. The board plans final approval of the budget on June 9th. Governor Josh Shapiro's proposed state budget is $51 billion, and State Representative Valerie Gatos says that too much of the spending uses a budget surplus she thinks should go elsewhere. News Radio KDKA's Paul Alexander has the story.
Representative Gatos has introduced House Bill 1362 to establish the 2025 Taxpayer Surplus Refund Program. She believes that money should be given back to the taxpayers instead of creating new government programs.
So the proposal I have is that return some of that money to the taxpayers so that they can use it for their emergencies or they can pay down their debt because that's what it's used. That's what it's intended for.
Gatos criticized the governor's budget proposal for including the surplus in the rainy day fund monies in the budget instead of refunding it to the taxpayers. Paul Alexander, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 169 points at 41,050. The Nasdaq down 120 points, and the S&P is down 28. KDKA Radio News Time 1031. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
I have known Bob Tootie, who started Tootie Mechanical since I was in high school. We've been friends for 45 years. Tootie Mechanical is the best HVAC company in America. No exaggeration. The best service, the best experts, the best equipment, and the best pricing. And they treat you like they would treat their own family. Tootie Mechanical, 412-771-4100. Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DeLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
It's a spring shower of savings at Coons Market.
Grade A frozen whole turkey breast, 99 cents a pound. Whole seedless watermelons, $3.99 each. And on the border tortilla chips, 8 to 11.5 ounce bags, $1.88 each. Come see us at Coons.
Honey,
I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. What's up is if folks are traveling through the Ross Draper Township, Westmoreland County area, I want to remind them that through this Saturday, May 10th, you'll have some daytime lane restrictions on Interstate 70. So it's both east and westbound, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day. And this is between exit 49 for Smithton and the big interchange for Route 51. Some subcontractors there are removing work platforms underneath the Matthew Smeltzer Memorial Bridge, and you certainly could find slowdowns in that area. Still some slowdowns getting closer to downtown Pittsburgh. Parkway East inbound sluggish at Edgewood Swissvale. Parkway West is heavy on the front side of Green Tree Hill. Southbound I-279 is slow in the East Street Valley getting up onto the Veterans Bridge because of a lane pinch around bridge inspection crews working there until 3 today. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds for the most part the rest of today. A few peaks of sun. Also a shower and thunderstorm this afternoon that can produce gusty winds and small hail with some downpours, the high 64. A few showers tonight, mainly early, though 54. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Tuesday, inching through the week. Colin Dunlap, 2-6 today. You know what we got? More AC/DC tickets. Oh, yeah. Again, 2-6, right here, KDK.
There's a lot of back and forth about this fight at the stadium. The usher should be fired. Some people are saying because they have a no hands-on policy. Probably true. However, he was defending another employee. He was being spit on and punched. My man, if you're listening and you need a job, you need to email me. Get Marty at KDKRadio.com. Get Marty at KDKRadio.com. It's just... Go ahead, Frank.
Oh, I agree with you 1,000%. I mean, that guy's a hero. Somebody has to stand up to these.
That's right.
These bullies, these idiots. If that guy runs into any kind of legal trouble, there should be a public collection taken up for him, and there should be a lot of pressure put on who's ever. He needs to get back on the job. The guy needs a lot of praise. And
I think they should quietly bring him back to work. That's what I would do. And I'm getting texts from my police sources to tell me that the guy who was starting this whole thing is just a pain in the ass. And they've had run-ins with cops a lot. I got to transition. This important stuff. I want to play a clip from last night in Brookline. Scared the hell out of people. And it would scare the hell out of me. Listen to this. Listen. Okay, wrong clip. Mike, you there?
27 Able 631 along with fire and medics head towards the Brookline Rec Center, 1400 Oak Ridge Street off of Browning Street, getting reports that a male was shot.
29 Able 6.
This base center unit's going to Oak Ridge, just be advised. Caller reporting a male with dreads shot another male and he was headed toward Brookline Boulevard on the field evacuated at this time. No safety for Oak Ridge. Additional callers reporting they heard one shot. There was arguing and then a scuffle on the basketball court. Actor is supposed to be an older black male that had long dress, green shirt with cartoon on it, and was beating the other, I believe, the victim. Zone 16 is going to Brookline Park. Multiple calls in this incident occurred at the basketball field. One caller believes the victim is on the lower field. The actor was making a left at Maytide now. I guess one caller was following him.
Scared the hell out of people. Add this to the situation in assault reported by Judge Ricky King, one of my favorites. 21 assaults in 7 days in Carrick. There was a homicide in Brookline. Now you have the shooting near a park with kids around. Throw this into the narrative put out there by the Gainey folks that the mayor has showed tremendous leadership during this storm, that the mayor has stepped up, that the mayor has delivered. The folks in Brookline would say, hell no. Brandon McGinley, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing all right, Marty. How are you?
This shook you up too, didn't it?
Yeah, so as I think your listeners probably know at this point, I live in Brookline. So my son was getting ready for his baseball game at the park last night when the shot was heard. And his assistant coach very, courageously gathered up the entire team and had to hustle them into a second floor of a storage building on site. And the kids inside were talking about barricading the door. They didn't know what was going to happen next. Wow. So it was... The actual incident was incredibly stupid. It involved, a fight among teenagers. A grown man came to the fight with a gun, and the gun was fired. I can't stress enough how crowded the park was last night. There were several deck hockey teams either playing or getting ready to play, several baseball teams, folks from all over the city because these were games between neighborhoods. The park was about as packed as it could be, and it was as it should be, a place where the community came together, where folks from other parts of the city came together, truly a kind of portrait of Americana as the city should be, and that was obviously shattered.
So raises the question, the narrative from Gainey's people, and you know this because I've heard it for 2 weeks now, this storm proves Ed's our guy, a leader, an organizer who makes a difference, who organized the city and brought it back from the precipice after a horrible storm. Is that a fair narrative? Has Ed stepped up, sir?
Well, I mean, I think that depends on what part of the city you live in and whether there are trees still blocking a lot of your roads. I mean, I think that dynamic is hard to say. Yeah, I don't think the storm response really kind of will have a huge political impact, to be honest. I don't, bad things happen around the city all the time. So, you don't want to cast blame where it's unfair to do so. But I'll say this: the one point I want to make about what happened last night in Brookline that is relevant to the political situation in the city is that the gun being fired at the park is not going to go down in the record books as a homicide. It's not going to go down in the record books even as an assault. No one was hit. It was just one gunshot. And so it won't be chalked up as one of the statistics that the mayor talks about in terms of the city being safer. But hundreds of kids were there last night, hundreds of people, many dozens and dozens of kids. This will now be a core memory for tons and tons of kids of what the neighborhood there where we live is like, what the park where they go to as a place of sanctuary is like. And I know that many, many people last night said they're never going to go to the park again. Now, hopefully they'll change their mind. But my point is that homicides, while of course an important metric of safety, are not the be-all and end-all of safety. Nobody who lives in this city, nobody who lives in Brookline thinks that it is safer than it was a few years ago. It just isn't.
So the dynamic that Ed's been this great leader during this great tragedy in Pittsburgh is not true.
I don't think that the storm is is going to be relevant to people's decisions, because this is something that happened in the last week when we've had 3 years on which to judge the performance of the mayor. And he's not terribly... The city has done... let me put it this way. Most of what people are experiencing in their everyday lives when it comes to the response to the storm comes from Duquesne Light and their ability to get the power back on. And the ability of the city to clean up is in part dependent on that, because you have tree line power lines and it's just this huge mess. I don't think it's appropriate to say either that that the mayor has botched this, nor is it appropriate to say that the mayor has come through with flying colors. This is it's an unfortunate event where people died, and it happened to happen during a mayoral primary.
And with a father like you remember that shooting from last night long after you remember a tree down, will you not, sir?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is something that the kids who were there are going to remember for a very, very long time. They're going to remember for the rest of their lives. And it will not go down in the books as a homicide or even as an assault. It will go down as one gun that was fired. But the security of hundreds of kids has been shattered. We saw in the Brookline Facebook group, there was a woman who said, she's from Carrick. Just talked about Carrick. She said, I signed my kid up for Brookline baseball instead of Carrick, so I thought it would be safer. Okay.
Here we are. Brandon McGinley is the best. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, Brandon.
It's crazy. Crazy right now. Scared the hell out of me if my kids were there. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. We are accident-free at this point as we are looking out and about on the area roads with the PennDOT cameras, so good news there. Certainly not construction-free or bridge inspection-free, so southbound I-279 is very slow as you're coming down through the East Street Valley and trying to get up onto the Veterans Bridge. That's because of bridge inspection crews who are working there until about 3 today on the southbound side of the road. They'll be on the northbound side tomorrow and Thursday from about 9 a.m. until 2 p.m., weather permitting. Parkway West inbound is a heavy spot for you still, backing right after you crest the top of Green Tree Hill, heading down into the Fort Pitt tunnels. And your lineup on the Parkway East inbound right around Edgewood, Swissvale before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Outbound on the Parkway East, you have a little bit of a delay past the Squirrel Hill Homestead interchange. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
John Perry is a great attorney. Now he has a great partner. Perry Calder is the name of the firm. And the truth of the matter is, he also has his sons there, Alex and Trevor. Folks, one of the best law firms in America. Doctors on staff. The big insurance companies, the big ones, are afraid of them. They're that good. They're feared by doctors who make mistakes. Perry Calder Law, 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200.
Vote Julie Capone for judge of the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Julie has spent decades protecting our seniors who've been victimized by fraud, theft, physical abuse. She pioneered home visits to seniors to get them through the trauma. It's no wonder Julie Capone is highly recommended by the Allegheny County Bar Association, endorsed by the Allegheny County Democratic Committee, the Allegheny Labor Council, numerous unions, and political and community leaders. Vote Julie Capone for judge of the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas.
This is Julie Capone. I'd be honored to have your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Julie Capone.
Larry Richard with legendary sports broadcaster Lanny Fratteri, who recently used Lacina Drapery and Blind Factory. Lanny, how'd it go?
Larry, Lacina made it easy. A great selection of quality materials, plenty of expert advice, and flawless installation. I've been around a lot of pros in my lifetime, and Lacina's the best game in town.
Call 412-665-4900 today for a free shop at home appointment. 412-665-4900.
Lacina Drapery and Blind Factory, the quality you deserve at factory direct prices.
Don't let April showers bring unwanted water damage to your roof. Call Home Genius Exteriors today and get 50% off materials with no interest and no payments till 2026. Plus, for a limited time, get free gutters with every roof install. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-U-R-GENIUS for your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
The fate of Pittsburgh leadership is upon us. You soon will have the choice to decide who will represent the Democratic Party in the fall. Incumbent Mayor Ed Gainey or Allegheny County Controller Corey O'Connor. Thursday at 9:30 a.m., KDKA Radio will help you make the decision as both candidates face off in the mayoral primary debate 2025. Gainey, O'Connor, you decide. Only on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Nancy from Maryland asks, I retired and moved my 401k money right before the Fed started to raise interest rates. My total bond and total international bond index are down 20%. I'm tempted to take the loss on my intermediate bond indexes, and maybe when I do take risk, do it in my stock portfolio from here on out. What do you think? Nancy, I think this sounds like timing the market. I also think that market timing doesn't work. I would rebalance and stay the course. Nobody knows what's going to happen. That's why it really is so hard to make these decisions.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
A lot of folks are commenting on the weather and their frustration with Duquesne Light. I will reiterate what I was told from folks at Duquesne Light, insiders, that they didn't have enough staff going in, that they are a smaller utility in comparison to others, and that it took 2 to 3 days to get them, the contractors, here. And that's why the response was, in some cases, slower than people expected. The employees that are here worked their asses off, crushed it, did an amazing job. But at the end of the day, there has to be a better attack plan when something like this happens, thus the hearings in Harrisburg. And I will go back to the study done by the PUC suggesting that in comparison to other utilities, the PUC study determined that Duquesne Light responds about 34% slower than others, and First Energy even slower than that. In response to the unavailability, even to this day, of one person from Duquesne Light on the air on this station since this started, we're a weekend, not one person. I was told by insiders they just had a shakeup in their marketing department, and the new boss was not comfortable with taking on these issues right now. That's a lame excuse. For the folks who are yelling and throwing stuff and pulling guns on Duquesne Light employees, you disgust me. And listen to it. This is fact. Sunday night.
1109 Point Bay Street, intersecting Rhine. Duquesne Light was working here, and a group of people were throwing rocks at them, and one person had a gun in their waistband. There's a downed wire in the area, which is why they were out there.
That's disgusting. Cops had to go there, flood the zone, and they had to stay all night while the Duquesne Light workers did their thing. Horrible. This isn't friggin' Beirut, is it? It isn't Afghanistan. It's Pittsburgh. It's disgusting. And they should be ashamed. There's no way in hell a man or a woman on a pole, and this is very dangerous work. Very dangerous. Should have someone, excuse me, throwing rocks at them. Go ahead, Larry.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Go ahead, Larry.
Yes.
I'm in Schwartz Avenue in Shaler. The lines and trees were down here from Tuesday night. Duquesne Light sent a person to out. Nothing was either cut and removed till about Saturday. Problem is, I live in Schwartz. It's a dead-end street, and there was no access in or out for days. And Sunday night, 2 technicians come out. They were local from Cranberry, and I asked the one technician, what sets the priority as to who gets seen first?
Right.
And he told me it goes by the voltage.
Oh.
And I said, by the voltage? I said, well, an ambulance or fire truck couldn't get down our street. Isn't that more dire than the voltage? And that's the answer I was given. He said, that's their policy.
I don't know the intricacies, so I can't fairly comment. Patrick just sent me a note. Duquesne Light's power outage map just went from 9,000 to 11,000. And a woman just sent us a message, and we've heard this quite a bit, that they restored her power. She replaced, what'd she say, $2,000 worth of lost food? $2,000?
I didn't see a price, but she restocked her fridge.
And then the power went out again. We've heard this quite a bit. Now, I don't know what the hell happens or why it happens, but it's happened. Ron, go ahead.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I'm calling from Moon Township, and it's the emergency declaration is what I'm really concerned about. You have the governor, and you have the county executive declaring an emergency.
Yep.
And Duquesne Light business office was closed over the weekend, and that's the bureaucracy I'm dealing with.
I agree.
I have to get a work order number to get my line reinstalled. I was ready Friday to get it done. So they were closed. I could not get a work order number because the inspection wasn't done. So that's another rub. My township was closed over the weekend. Who was able to do the inspection?
So they call it an emergency, but they sure don't handle it like one. Is that what you're saying, sir, right?
I'm sorry?
They call it an emergency, but they sure don't handle it, right?
Well, that's correct. I wonder what's going on. That's why the mayor hasn't done anything. Why didn't he tell Duquesne Light to keep the business office open so people could get their work orders? Now, this morning I called and I said, you have my work order number? Yeah, we're all set, but we can't tell you when they're coming out. It's a 65-foot line from the pole to my house. All they have to do is come out and restring that. I'm not saying it's going to be easy to get somebody out here, but I don't even have a clue when they're coming. So I may be out another week, and that's insult to injury. Everybody around my neighborhood, has their power. So if the townships stay open in an emergency, Duquesne Light stays open in emergency, the bureaucracy will be solved.
100%.
But no, they closed.
100%
Both of them closed.
True. They said it was emergency. They treated it like it was just another weekend at Bernie's.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas. The perfect place for mom.
Springtime, right? Duh. So now's the time to take a look at some new windows. Universal Windows Direct is the place to go. Check this out. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit, by the way. Buy 4, get 4 free. You get it. So, pay no interest until 2030. Come on. No interest for the next 6 years. And they'll give an extra $500 off on your home improvement project. Universal Windows Direct. By the way, it's a great product. They have great technology, great service. Universal Windows Direct. Springtime, folks, got to do it. 412-545-6003. 412-545-6003. Or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. Schedule a free in-home visit today.
If you or someone you love is blind or vision impaired, discover what's possible at Visibility. Hi, this is Larry Richard. For over 100 years, Visibility has empowered individuals through innovative training, support, and life-changing programs. From low vision rehab and assistive tech to daily living skills and employment services. Because losing vision doesn't mean losing hope or dreams. Be inspired. Visit visibility.org today. Visibility.org.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. from the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
58 and overcast at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Almost 12,000 Duquesne Light customers are without electricity at this hour. At last check, 8,800 of those are in Pittsburgh, and more than 300 Penn Power customers are offline in the 5-county area. Are some residents victims of price gouging in the wake of last week's powerful storms? News Radio KDKA's Rob Taylor has the story.
The complaints from City of Pittsburgh residents made it to the mayor's desk as Mayor Ed Gainey spoke on reports of contractors and others charging much higher than normal prices in the wake of last Tuesday's storms.
Let me be clear. If these reports are confirmed, this is unacceptable. However, investigation and enforcement for these actions are done at the state level, not the local level.
Gainey, State Senator Lindsey Williams, and State Representative Ariane Abney are proposing a bill that would empower cities to prevent exploitative pricing during declared local emergencies.
None of our residents should be forced to pay jacked up prices that force them to choose between keeping their lights on or making the repairs they need for recovery.
Rob Taylor, News Radio KDKA.
A game day employee at PNC Park has been suspended after an altercation with a fan at Sunday's game. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has that.
The incident was captured on video and shows an employee and a fan getting into an argument over the treatment of a concessionaire. It quickly escalated, and the video shows the fan spitting on the employee, who then takes off his belt and hits the fan with it before the fists come out. The team tells us the employee's behavior was unacceptable and he's been suspended. He was working as a game day security worker. The team is reviewing security footage of the incident as well. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
New legislation to legalize recreational marijuana in Pennsylvania passed a State House committee Monday. Allegheny County Democrat Dan Frankel co-sponsored the bill, and on the Big K Morning Show, Frankel explained why this bill is different from previous bills that failed.
This has been the most thorough, thought-out, and transparent process bringing this bill to fruition. We've had 6 comprehensive hearings, and that was done in a bipartisan way. So we're very proud of the product.
Frankel says that they hope to get the bill moved out of the House this week. The Bureau of Elections in Butler County has found and corrected an error in the instructions for mail-in and absentee ballots sent to hundreds of voters. The problem is an incorrect return date of November 5th in the instructions sent to fewer than 1,000 voters who requested mail-in or absentee ballots for the May 20th primary. A correction letter has been sent to the voters affected by that error. Delta Airlines plans to start nonstop flights to Orlando starting in December. Pittsburgh International says the seasonal service will start December 20th, operating on Saturdays through April 11th. Delta is joining 4 other airlines with nonstops to the Orlando market: Southwest, Spirit, Frontier, and Allegiant. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 138 points at 41,082. The Nasdaq down 100 points, and the S&P is down 21. KDKA Sports, the Pirates are looking to break a 5-game losing streak at St. Louis tonight. Paul Skeens will start for the Bucks. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. And by your neighborhood Par-Mar convenience store. Remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. KDKA Radio News Time 11:03. Time to call Botkin Family Wealth Management, a local veteran-owned independent financial planning and investment firm. It's 58 and mostly cloudy in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Every time I go into the offices of Physical, that's F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L in Monroeville, where I get physical therapy, to help my balance, I see a room full of patients waiting that heard how much it's helped me on this talk show. And it's so rewarding. F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, 412-457-8200, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Look, I had chemo and radiation, jacked up my balance. It doesn't anymore. Physical, F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L. It works. Hey, folks, Marty here. Just talked to my boy, J.K., the king of Oakmont restaurants. The Lot. Have you tried it? Best breakfast you'll ever have. Carnivores. Unbelievable wings. The pub. Whoo! The hamburgers. And how about Hofstadt's? The Italian is magnificent. So you got the Lot, Carnivores, the pub, Hofstadt's. Every single one, the highest quality, the best food. Check them all out in Oakmont.
Are you prepared for the next emergency? Hi, this is Jessica with C. Crane. It is important to prepare ahead of time before the power goes out with a radio that works without electricity. In our fast-paced world, staying informed is essential. Whether you're facing an unforeseen natural disaster or simply desire a reliable, high-quality radio, the CC Radio Solar with Bluetooth becomes a necessity. With its built-in oversized solar panel and wind-up, fold-out crank, this radio can keep going long after power is gone. You'll always be informed of the latest conditions with the NOAA Weather Band and Weather Alert. With its superior reception and voice-focused audio, you can enjoy your favorite radio shows or easily connect via Bluetooth to listen to your favorite podcasts or music. You can get the CC Radio Solar by calling C. Crane at 800-522-8863 or by visiting us online at ccrane.com. Once again, that's CCRANE.com.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser Ellen Gamble. What's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is we've noticed a lot of heavy traffic right now as we look out live with the PennDOT cameras right over the Golden Triangle where everything converges coming from the Fort Duquesne Bridge over to the Fort Pitt Bridge. Traffic's rolling through the outbound Fort Pitt tunnels, but you have slow traffic coming across the lower deck of the Fort Duquesne Bridge heading toward the Parkway East or the outbound Fort Pitt Bridge, and then the approach to the Fort Pitt Bridge on the Parkway East is slow back between 2nd Avenue and Grant Street. Inbound Parkway West is backing for you right around the on-ramp at Banksville. That's where the heaviest spot begins before the Fort Pitt tunnels. Parkway East inbound is very slow for you at Edgewood Swissvale on the inbound ride. The outbound does have some sluggish traffic for you as you pass by the Squirrel Hill Homestead interchange. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds will limit sunshine for the rest of today. There'll be a shower and thunderstorm or two in the area during the afternoon hours. They can produce gusty winds, small hail, and brief downpours, the high 64. Tonight, cloudy with a few showers, low 54. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Steel, walk behind, zero turn, and stand on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow. If your home has sustained storm damage, CNS Cousins Construction is offering temporary roof tarping and water mitigation services. Most insurance companies cover these emergency steps to prevent further water damage to your home. Call the Cousins, Sam, Steve, and Calvin. You can trust these guys. 989 Cousins. That's 989 Cousins for CNS Cousins Construction. Don't let water further destroy your home. Call the Cousins.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I keep getting updates on that assault video from PNC Park with the usher. I've had two highly regarded judges look at it, a DA and two attorneys. Simple assault at best for the belt thing and for the spitting thing. Simple assault. There you go. We will follow it. And spitting is really harassment, is what they're saying. Harassment. Huh. That's from a highly regarded judge, and it's coming in as they watch this video and analyze it. And they know. A lot to get to, folks. Hey, this is unsettling. More children in America have died this flu season than any time since the swine flu pandemic 15 years ago. That is scary. Nearly 220 pediatric deaths. There were 207 last year, the most since 2009. And according to the Associated Press, that's an insanely high number given that the flu season is still going on. And the pediatric death tally from last year wasn't counted until autumn. So, there could be 300 kids dead from the flu in America. It's an astounding number. And I had to grab the guy I trust with this sort of information, the best in the country, Don Yealy, Chief Medical Officer with UPMC. Doctor, this is unsettling, is it not, sir?
Thanks for having me on, Marty, and I appreciate it. You're exactly right. This is unsettling, and it's unsettling not only because it's children suffering the most devastating consequence, but it's largely preventable. Vaccination won't prevent everybody from getting the flu, but it makes the likelihood of severe flu, particularly the kind of flu that requires intensive hospitalization or creates a risk of death, it makes it much, much, much less likely. And so we have the tool available for this and for a variety of other infections, and we just have to embrace the use of that tool, and that's the vaccines.
My friend Don Yealy with UPMC, check this out, man. The vaccination rate for children has dropped. This is crazy. From 64% 5 years ago to 49% this season. That's dramatic, doctor.
That is a big change, and it tells you that the lack of uptake on vaccinations is not a this year or last year phenomenon. It's something that's been creeping into the care of children over the past 2 decades. Right around 2000 was probably when we were at our peak, where not only did we have the highest amount of vaccination, we had eliminated or reduced most of these terrible complications. Many physicians never even saw these complications. Unfortunately, we're seeing them now because parents have chosen not to vaccinate their children.
Dr. Don Yealy, check this out, though. It gets worse. CDC says right now the flu is highly severe. Estimate so far 47 million illnesses, 610,000 hospitalizations, and 26,000 deaths this season. Hey, doctor, those are astounding numbers, are they not, sir?
They're very big numbers, and we didn't think about the flu for a few years when COVID was front of mind. They're just all different variations on respiratory viruses. And if you're at risk, very young, very old, have underlying conditions, you absolutely should be preparing your body for this threat. You don't know when it'll come around, and the preparation is get your immune system ready.
Hey, Doc, is it too late to get the flu shot?
It is not, because as you noted, while the flu season is coming down, it's not completely gone. And so there's always a benefit to it. Obviously, getting it early in the beginning of the season is the most benefit, but that's not to say there's zero benefit for a flu vaccine now and for a COVID-19 vaccine if you're in one of those risk groups.
So Doc, parents are saying, I'm not getting my kids vaccinated. Is that what's happening here, sir?
Very much so. Okay. And it's because of information or misinformation about either the risk of flu, the risk of vaccine, or what might likely happen. Yes, children generally do better than adults with influenza. Why would you want to find out? Why would you want to know if your child's one of the few that will have a terrible course with influenza?
I don't know, sir. I don't know. And they can get it anywhere, the vaccine, can they not, sir?
Absolutely. Readily available at most places for all but the very young. Ask your physician, your advanced practice provider, your pharmacy about it. It's fairly simple, and it's easy to do.
Hey, Doc, and aside from the kids, 26,000 dead, sir. That's an astounding number, doctor, is it not?
It is. And as we've talked about before, most of the people who died haven't been vaccinated. Same was true during COVID, and often have easy, predictable factors about it, either their age or underlying conditions. Not all. There are some healthy people who occasionally die from it. That's why we recommend the flu vaccine for everybody. It really gives you a chance to have your body ready in advance of the infection.
Doctor, my man, UPMC, Dr. Don Yealy, thank you, sir. It's important information. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks for having me on.
Man. I find it horribly disheartening that moms and dads have decided somehow, for some reason, because of something they read in social media, that these vaccines aren't good, so kids are dying. I could not live if my kid died because I didn't get them vaccinated. Conversely, 26,000 dead. The vast majority are older folks who are not getting vaccinated. There is this movement based on lies and misinformation of millions of Americans who say, screw it, I'm not getting vaccinated, they're bad for you. And, folks, 26,000 dead from the flu. That's an unbelievably scary number. Please get your kids vaccinated. Please. Please do that. ASAP. Man. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, Power Bowser, Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is just minor delays as you try to head inbound toward town, especially on the parkways east and west. So it gives us a chance to head to the traffic and construction file. So there's a big note for your travels on the Parkway East overnights. Now, this is kicking off this week. Weeknight closures of the outbound Parkway East will happen 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. This is happening at the Birmingham Bridge through late May. The overnight closure on this coming Friday, May 9th, will last until noon on Saturday, so just keep that in mind. Posted detour is there. It'll cost you some extra time to use the Forbes Avenue ramp into Oakland and then wind your way back toward the Bates Street Route 885 on-ramp to get back onto the Parkway East outbound, heading away from the city. AAA traffic on the 5s from the iParkit app. Download iParkit and save on parking. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
The easiest way to park in uptown and downtown Pittsburgh is to download iParkit. When you use iParkit, you're guaranteed the best prices at the most convenient parking garages for game day, theaters, work, or play. From uptown to downtown, iParkit has you covered. Download iParkit and save.
So, I'm getting older, duh. And we're thinking about retirement, and we're thinking about estate planning. I'm serious about this stuff because once you get in your 60s, you got to think about what happens next. What do I do with this savings? How do I protect this asset? What happens if I get sick? What happens if I need long-term care? What do we do with our house? What do you do with trust for kids? All this stuff, man. Sat in Julian Gray's office for an hour this week with my wife, Christine, and it was like manna from heaven because my man knows what he's talking about. Julian Gray is the guru, the best. Set up a plan, set up a timeline, set up a strategy that made us feel good. Julian Gray, the best, folks. GrayElderLaw.com. 412-458-6000. 412-458-6000.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-707-8989. 800-707-8989. 800-707-8989.
Get Marty is brought to you by Perry Calder. When it matters most, contact Perry Calder Law.
Looking for the perfect gift? Want to make shopping easy? OliverFlowers.com. Flowers, plants, candy, cuddly plush animals, and yes, balloon bouquets are back. Go to OliverFlowers.com to begin your spring shopping and decorating today. OliverFlowers.com.
Aw, Mother's Day's coming up. Cover yours, honey. Oakmont Bakery is the hookup. Flowers for mom cakes. Aw. Chocolate dipped strawberries. Aw. The sweetheart assortment of chocolate and pastries. Aww. And, of course, you got the Oakmont Bakery gift card, insane coffee house, amazing lunches and sandwiches, and heart-shaped cakes. Mother's Day, Oakmont Bakery. Delicious.
Imagine an airport where you park your car, take a short walk to the terminal, and easily find everything you need. After a short TSA line, you're at your gate. Soon you're on board and lifting off to your destination. Welcome to the Palmer Regional Airport. Come travel with the Palmer Regional and Spirit Airlines. Flights to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Myrtle Beach starting in May. Non-stop flight destinations, short TSA screening lines, and best of all, free parking. Experience the difference. The Palmer Regional Airport.
UPMC, life-changing, life-saving medicine. I live it.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
If you still have power out, give me a yell. 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. I want to address a couple things. Play the clip, please, from the Frankel, Representative Frankel.
This has been the most thorough, thought-out, and transparent process bringing this bill to fruition. We've had 6 comprehensive hearings, and that was done in a bipartisan way. So we're very proud of the product.
Okay, that's Dan Frankel, a Squirrel Hill State Rep, suggesting that marijuana will be legalized. It ain't happening. It will not happen. And I have this from Republican leaders who said there's no way in hell this passes at all this year. No chance. And here's a couple reasons why. Number one, the argument from Republicans is that Frankel attaches his bill to the LCB, the Liquor Control Board. In other words, another state-regulated, another state-funded cluster blank. There is, in fact, let me read some quotes from one of the most powerful Republicans in the state, who is also my friend, Kim Ward. Hold on, let me get to it. Kim says, the Frankel bill is connected to the LCB, Liquor Control Board. That's crazy, she says. As of right now, the House, she said, forget the Senate, doesn't have the votes to move it as it's written now. So, not disrespecting Frankel, good guy. However, he has to know this. What's weird or bizarre or obnoxious or irresponsible of journalists and talk hosts and others is that they assume because they hear a soundbite that now we're going to have recreational marijuana legalized in Pennsylvania. Kim Ward is the most powerful woman in Pennsylvania, arguably, and the most powerful woman in the Senate. She says, no way in hell. And here's what she says, and I agree with her. It should be free market, not more government. Do you want the Liquor Control Board jacking with recreational marijuana? Let me tell you what happened in California. They jacked with it, and they jacked it up. They have billions of dollars of marijuana sitting in warehouses right now in California. They're not allowed to sell it out of state. They can't ship it anywhere. And no one is buying it. Why? Because the geniuses put so many taxes on it that no one is buying it legally. Guess what they do? They buy it on the black market. So, Senator Frankel, Representative Frankel, I apologize, will suggest this is a great bill, suggest that they've looked at this 19 ways and good for him, but it will not pass, and we will not have recreational marijuana this year. That's a fact. Jack, play that clip one more time, please, Mike. Dan Frankel.
This has been the most thorough, thought-out, and transparent process bringing this bill to fruition. We've had 6 comprehensive hearings, and that was done in a bipartisan way. So we're very proud of the product.
What product? It ain't happening, sir. I like him. Good guy. But if Kim Ward says it ain't happening, it ain't happening. And they may have thought it out, but did they really? So what happens in Pennsylvania if the marijuana in the store is 60% higher in cost than the marijuana on the streets? Where are you buying it? The same place they're buying it in Colorado, the same place they're buying it in California, on the illegal market. So forget the rhetoric, forget Frankel, nice guy. But once again, they want to tie this into another bureaucracy and more state employees and more taxes and more regulations and jack with it. And Kim Ward knows, and she says there is no way this happens this year. Do not believe the rhetoric, folks. They're full of it. I'm so tired of them telling us we're going to have recreational marijuana. It ain't happening. Go ahead, Nick.
Hello, Marty.
Hello, Nick.
Yeah, Marty.
Yeah, Nick.
Yes, Nick Kodak.
Yeah, I got you, Nick. Former state leader.
I just hope Senator Ward holds firm what she's saying, and a lot of Democrats have some guts and vote against this stupid bill.
Nick is a former state leader and knows his stuff. Why, Nick? Why is this stupid?
Because there's so many other things. There's so many, like you're saying, there's so many stories where it has been legalized in other states. Yep. The real facts about it aren't coming out like they should. It's being made as a miracle revenue source for the state, and there'll be more problems that'll come with it than the revenue's worth it.
Well, the bottom line is, Nick, they jack with it with too many taxes, so no one buys it.
Right, so they end up creating a bigger market on the black market.
Right on, sir. And so they won't learn, Nick, from California's mistakes or Colorado's mistakes. They'll just repeat them and then ask us why it's not working.
Exactly. I just hope some Democrats show some guts and vote against it when it comes to the floor. Show some integrity, show some guts, and don't be afraid.
My man, Nick, it's always a pleasure, brother. Thank you.
Okay.
Big fan of Nick Kodak.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
2D Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders, is a family business that I truly admire. 2D culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. 2D Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home.
Hey everyone, Bob Pompiani here. Let me tell you about the great work that Pittsburgh Garage does. I needed a new garage makeover. The floor was covered with salt and cracks, living there for 37 years, so I called Pittsburgh Garage. Boy, in just a couple of days, the transformation was amazing. The floor coating beautiful, easy to maintain. Cabinets are on their way to make everything organized. I work with Elijah and Josh, both very professional. All of their team members are full-time. Go to PittsburghGarage.com and you'll find over 400 5-star reviews. They've got long-lasting products designed to be functional, heavy duty, and look great. For your free estimate, go to PittsburghGarage.com.
If your home has sustained storm damage, CNS Cousins Construction is offering temporary roof tarping and water mitigation services. Most insurance companies cover these emergency steps to prevent further water damage to your home. Call the Cousins, Sam, Steve, and Calvin. You can trust these guys. 989-COUSINS. That's 989-COUSINS for CNS Cousins Construction. Don't let water further destroy your home. Call the Cousins.
from the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
58 with mostly cloudy skies. It's 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Volunteers are spreading throughout Allegheny County to help with cleanup from last Tuesday's storms. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has the story.
Beginning today, Team Rubicon, based out of Los Angeles, has a team of volunteers who are working across Allegheny County to help with the storm cleanup. They'll be picking up debris with coordination from local authorities as the region still finds downed trees, damage from storm-ravaged homes, and more all over. They'll be dragging and stacking the debris at the curb. It's worth noting they can only help out residents who've requested help by calling 211. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
Imagine getting hundreds of dollars from Pennsylvania's budget surplus. As News Radio KDKA's Paul Alexander reports, a local lawmaker has proposed a bill to do just that.
State Representative Valerie Gatos has proposed House Bill 1362 to establish the 2025 Taxpayer Surplus Refund Program aimed at returning excess state revenues directly to taxpayers.
Spend that money to start paying down so that we can, function as a state, and we should be investing in economic growth.
House Bill 1362 is currently awaiting committee referral. Paul Alexander, News Radio, KDKA.
A bicyclist in a hit-and-run incident in Butler County is behind bars. Butler City Police say a 77-year-old man was struck and knocked to the ground by a bicycle Monday afternoon at the intersection of North Main and Locust Streets. Officers used video to identify the man on the bike as 57-year-old Lee Hodgins. He is charged with a felony for an accident involving death or a serious bodily injury. The victim was in serious but stable condition this morning in a Pittsburgh hospital. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 149 points at 41,070. The Nasdaq down 76 points, and the S&P down 17. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:31. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDKA.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
$3.2 million for a power plant worker with mesothelioma. $3 million for the family of a steel worker who died from asbestos-related lung cancer. Another $3.8 million for the family of a steel worker with mesothelioma. These are just a few case results that Pittsburgh-based law firm Goldberg, Persky & White have been able to get for their clients. They can do the same for you. If you're suffering from lung cancer or mesothelioma, contact GPW for a free consultation at 1-800-COMPLEX or GPWLaw.com.
Hey folks, it's Marty. Medicare can be confusing with all the rules, costs, and deadlines. Are you making the right choice for your future? Join MediConnect's free live webinars from the comfort of your home. No pressure, just clear, helpful information. Learn about Medicare, Parts A and B, how to avoid penalties, and if Medicare Advantage or Supplement is right for you. Get peace of mind. Register for the webinar by calling 888-818-6334. MediConnectInsurance.com. MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686 Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 Gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
They call him Even Stevens for a reason. For a decade, Judge Craig Stevens delivered fair, balanced justice on the bench, presiding over 50,000 cases and serving more than 100 communities as a district judge. He's highly recommended by the Allegheny County Bar Association for his integrity, temperament, and experience. When you want a judge who's even, fair, and right down the middle, remember Even Stevens. Vote Judge Craig Stevens for Court of Common Pleas, number 20 on the ballot in the primary on May 20th.
Paid for by the committee to elect Craig Stevens.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Helen, what's up, my friend?
All right, thanks, Marty. And we do have some minor delays for you around the commute right now. Parkway East just a little bit slow before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Parkway West is backing right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp before those Fort Pitt tunnels. A reminder, through Friday of this week, you'll find shoulder restrictions on the off-ramps on Route 28's Millvale interchange. That work is happening daily, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and it's part of the Route 28 wrong way detection project, so watch for slowdowns around that. Also possible slowdowns around lane restrictions tonight through Thursday night in the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Crews will force a single lane in the eastbound or outbound tunnels from 9:30 tonight until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, and that schedule will be every night through the project. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
For the rest of today, clouds and breaks of sun along with a shower and thunderstorm this afternoon. Gusty winds and small hail can accompany any downpour, the high 64. Tonight will be cloudy with a few showers, mainly early, the low 54. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Check the back seat. Check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good, because every year dozens of children are forgotten in the back seat. Cars get hot fast and can be deadly, so get it in your head. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Tuesday, inching through the week. Colin Dunlap, 2-6 today. You know, we got more AC/DC tickets. Oh, yeah. Again, 2-6, right here, KDK.
State Rep Mandy Steele calling here momentarily, talking about the crisis they're facing in Fox Chapel with the power lines down, and she's feeding her constituents right now. We're going to get into that. We're also going to get into this whole discussion of price gouging we're hearing. Is that legit? Isabel, go ahead, real quick.
Hi, good morning, Marty. Listen, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
I have a regular ID that I used until it expired, okay? It's in my wallet.
Yeah.
It's not a real ID.
Yeah.
Do I have to still go downtown and stand in line to get a real ID, even though I don't want it?
No, if you're not going to travel.
Or no, I'm not going to travel.
Then you don't need it, ma'am.
Okay, can I still go downtown and get into another line that can just renew my ID with a photo and just leave?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Now, the date, can it go beyond the 7th? Like, can I go Thursday, Friday, or next week?
For what, ma'am?
For my renewal of my old ID.
When's it expired, ma'am?
It expired on November 30th.
Oh, You should probably go as soon as you can.
Now, the thing is, I applied at PennDOT, and it took like 4 to 6 weeks for me to receive their answer.
Yeah.
So I couldn't go without that document.
Yeah, you'll be okay. Just take your time, but yeah, you can't fly, ma'am. That's all.
No, I don't intend on flying, and I don't intend on going into a federal building.
Oh, there you go. You're okay. Thanks. Thank you for calling. I love her attitude, by the way. I heard Andy this morning. He was flying, and he said one of the TSA folks kind of mumbled to him that they might give you a pass tomorrow at the airport if you're flying. I wouldn't. I love Andy, and I believe that the TSA guy told him that at Pittsburgh this morning, but I wouldn't pack up my bags. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go to the airport because you kind of think that TSA might cut you a break. I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't. I think that's State Rep Mandy Steele there, Mike. Thanks. I just wouldn't head out to the airport because you heard that one guy at the airport told our reporter that they might let you slide. I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't. I hope he's right, but. State Rep Mandy Steele, good morning. How are you today?
I'm okay. How are you today?
What are you doing right now? I think this is important stuff. I love it.
Well, I've just come back from knocking doors in an apartment complex here that houses seniors who are still without power on day 8. So I was knocking doors to check on them and invite them to a free hot lunch that I'm hosting at the O'Hara Township Municipal Building on Fox Chapel Road today from 12 to 2. Get some hot food into some people who are hungry and cold.
Yeah, you're doing that in about 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, 12 to 2 today.
It's interesting because I respect and admire what you're doing, standing up, asking questions. You've taken some criticism suggesting that Duquesne Light's doing the best they can. What's your response to that, Representative?
Well, my response first and foremost is that the linemen are out there busting their butts.
Right.
They deserve our respect and our gratitude. They're hard at work. They're working as fast as they possibly can to get the power restored to people. And I admire them very much, and I always stop to say thank you to them. Duquesne Light's response, though, as far as coordination, as I said from the beginning, I've got 2 areas of concern. One, we're on day number 8. 8 days is a whole lot of time.
Yep.
The kids were without school for 4 days. We have VA hospitals that are running on generators, et cetera. And then my second issue is that the communication has not been strong from Duquesne Light to their customers. So we've got to look at ways to improve that. I support Duquesne Light. I know that they want to improve and learn from this experience, and I think together, when I conduct a hearing in Harrisburg, we will be able to come up with some solutions to make things better the next time.
Well, I've seen both. I can't get one person on the air, and we're 8 days in, not one. And I'm told by insiders they have a new boss who is nervous about coming on the air. Well, that shouldn't be a new boss. Number 2, I was told by insiders they're too small to manage something this big and didn't get organized fast enough to respond with contractors, and so it took 3 or 4 days to do that. I'm guessing you're hearing the same thing, Representative.
I am hearing the same thing. Listen, This was a big storm, and it was widespread, and that's difficult for any electricity provider to respond to 100%. Simultaneously, we have had reports from the United States Army Corps of Engineers as well as other weather forecasters that these big, wide storms were going to be coming our way. And so, again, we need to figure out ways to support the electric companies in their efforts to be able to restore power quicker to people. 8 days is too long for seniors and people with medical conditions to go without power.
And the PUC did a study that suggested they respond about 40% slower than others. Those are facts. That's a study. They need to answer those questions. And good for you for standing up and fighting the good fight. How many folks are you expecting at the luncheon?
Well, I mean, we have hundreds and hundreds of people still without power. Wow. So the challenge is that it's very difficult to communicate with people who are without power. So, I've knocked some doors. Yep. I hope word spreads. I know people are looking for something hot and just a place to kind of talk about the challenges that they've had in these 8 days.
We'll put it on social.
So I welcome them here.
We'll put it on social.
Awesome.
12 to 2 at the O'Hara Municipal Building, right?
Yep, that's it.
Thanks, Mandy. You're the best. I appreciate you standing up. Love it.
Oh, thank you. Same to you. Same to you, Marty. Thank you.
I love her. You know why? Because she gives a damn, and she's right. And this crap that she's an idiot because she doesn't know how to fix lines is just ignorant. The facts are clear from my insiders. Number one, they don't have enough staff. It's a smaller company. Number two, they didn't have contractors ready to go when the storm was coming. Number three, they laid off folks who retired and didn't rehire them. Number four, their marketing folks, the bosses knew and had trepidation about coming on the air. Thus the communication problems. If you're interested in a hot meal, 12 to 2 at the O'Hara Municipal Building on Fox Chapel Road. All right? Mandy Steele is there. Good for her. She's a leader. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, Power Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, thanks, Marty. And we do have crews continuing their bridge inspection work on the Veterans Bridge, of course, carrying I-579 from the Parkway North to the backside of the Golden Triangle and the Crosstown Expressway. Crews will be working there with that southbound lane restriction that's causing some minor delays for you, but at times it is heavy coming through the East Street Valley. They'll be there until about 3 p.m. today. And then tomorrow and Thursday, they're going to work on the northbound side of the span, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So do keep that in mind as well. Parkway West inbound right now is slow for you right around the Parkway Center Mall on-ramp before the Fort Pitt tunnels. Outbound heading toward the airport, that's a good ride. Parkway East inbound is a bit sluggish for you between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Hey folks, Marty here. My man Carlos from Greater Pitt Tree Service. Unbelievable, 32 years experience. A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. Senior discounts, military discounts, specializing in large and confined area removals. Training to work near power lines. Amazing. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE. It's the absolute best tree service ever. Greater Pitt Tree Service.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this important announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-384-7878. 800-384-7878. 800-384-7878.
It's Colin Dunlap. It's KDKA radios you've never heard them. At Thunderstruck at Voodoo during the AC/DC pre-concert party May 8th, starting at 2. Dirty deeds, special drinks, and flash art tattoos. It's your highway to hell at Thunderstruck at Voodoo May 8th at 2. Presented by Voodoo Brewing North Shore. Only on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely. And you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
When you buy appliances, they break. It's just the truth. Check this out. Voss TV and Appliance. They have their own crews, their own folks, techs that fix this stuff, and they're magnificent. Here's the other thing about Voss. Our dishwasher broke. They got a new dishwasher in our house within a week and a half. In this marketplace, in crazy weather, during crazy times. Voss TV and Appliance, 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
So I heard the mayor saying that there might be price gouging. I asked a bunch of cops. I asked a bunch of folks who have businesses, and they're not seeing it. The most reasonable, rational answer to that question came from a guy who is nothing but a reasonable and rational. That's Andy Amrine. Just for one example, I asked a contractor to do a bathroom in our house, okay? Pre-COVID, this is the truth. Patrick knows this because he experienced this stuff. Pre-COVID, we had a contractor look at our bathroom, and it was about $25,000 to remodel. Right now, good contractor, great rep, great work, $65,000. Ask anyone about the price of lumber, plywood. And so I heard Andy, I texted Andy, actually, I didn't hear him. And Andy nailed it, so I love him. And that Andy Amrine joining me. Andy, the truth is, it's not price gouging, it's the marketplace, brother. Is it not, my man?
Absolutely. Marty, things in the home improvement industry, in my industry, has changed drastically since pre-COVID and post-COVID. And it's not just my industry. You look at anywhere and start with payroll. I mean, if I look at my payroll at my hardware store and rental company, it doubled in 2 years.
Whoa.
Doubled. The payroll doubled. So if you're paying somebody, easy math, $10 an hour, now you're paying them $20 an hour. And if you want employees, you have to pay what the market bears. And once you pay them that $20, when things calm down, are you going to go back to them and say, well, okay, we're going to go from 20 back down to 10, and I'm sure you're going to be real happy with that. So, I mean, you look at just simply payroll and payroll of all your contractors, everyone in the industry, but it's not just home improvement industry. You look at the restaurant industry. You have all friends in restaurants. You know what it is on payroll, and that's the biggest part of the jobs. And now you take into account the material costs, and those are all way up, and especially in today's tariff-induced frenzy, all your lumber comes from Canada.
Oh, is that true?
All your, I'm going to say not all, but I'm going to say 80% of the lumber in the United States comes from Canada.
That's amazing.
So now your lumber is going way up in price, and you take a look at nuts and bolts and hasps and door lock, anything in the metals, all the metals, none of them are made in this country anymore. So all your raw materials for all your nuts and bolts and metal products, they're all doubling in price.
So it's not price gouging, it's just the way it's going.
No, it's a realistic world, unfortunately. So, if I look at a roof on my one lake house, my only lake house, where when I bought this house 2 years ago, I thought, you know what? I think maybe I'm on borrowed time. I'm going to put on a new roof.
Yeah.
So I had one of my friends come down, and he gave me a price. Okay, it's going to cost you $10,000 to do that roof. Okay, we just bought the house. Let me spend a year or two into it, and I'll do it later. Well, now it's later because I had 3 trees take out the roof, and I just got a quote yesterday from the same company to do this roof, where it was $10,000 2 years ago. It's $21,000.
No.
So the roof has doubled in 2 years. And, is it price gouging? No. It's a realistic world on it. Now, that's not to say there isn't, Joe Schmo out there coming in and just pulling up in a beat-up pickup truck and going to say, I'm going to do this. But, you're always going to have an opportunist, and that's what I call them.
So Andy, hold on. You have about $80,000 in damage, property and house and everything at your property.
Correct.
How much is covered by insurance so that you know at this point?
I will find that out on Friday.
I see.
I'm assuming all of it is going to be except the $1,000 deductible.
I see.
But I'm not going to answer that until I actually talk to the appraisers and get the numbers and so forth.
Because that is a tricky area.
With it being storm damage, I'm told by my agent that we're covered, but the agent really doesn't have much to do with it. The company does, the appraisals do, and everything else.
So are you going to get that roof done that's doubled in price?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I lost all my HVAC units outside.
Oh, wow.
I lost the propane, 1,000-gallon propane tank that was smashed.
Oh, wow.
All the electric mast and meter sockets were ripped off the house.
Wow.
All the gutters and downspouts. I mean, it had 3 trees on the house, and there's 10 holes going right through into the dining room.
Man, thanks, brother. Appreciate the truth, my man. You're the best. Thanks, Andy.
No problem. Good luck, Marty. Bye.
You hear that chainsaw in the back row? I love him because he's so calm, cool, and collected, and my man knows his stuff. And I was telling you this exact story. Pre-COVID, the contractor would do our bathroom for $25,000. Right now, it's $65,000. I'm not exaggerating. He's a hell of a guy, does amazing work. I said, I ain't doing that. But what Andy says is true. You got to have a roof, and it's doubled in price in 2 years. It's not gouging. It's just the reality of the marketplace.
Honored to win the Marconi Award as the best news talk station in the country. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 Gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Don't know who to trust? Go with the sure thing. PJ Fitzpatrick has been your trusted roofer for 45 years. They've earned thousands of 5-star reviews and backed all new roofs with a lifetime guarantee on materials and labor. The PJ Fitzpatrick team of experienced professionals installs most roofs in just one day. Set up a free consultation this month to save thousands. Plus, they have a variety of financing offers that work with any budget. Don't wait. Check them out online at trustpj.com. That's trustpj.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
59, mostly cloudy skies at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. At this hour, almost 11,000 Duquesne Light customers are without electricity, 8,000 of those in Pittsburgh. Volunteers with Team Rubicon will be at work across Allegheny County starting today. Their mission, helping residents move storm debris to the curb for municipal pickup. Team Rubicon is a nonprofit. Its service is free of charge, and the number to call to get that help is 211. Are some residents victims of price gouging in the wake of last week's powerful storms? News Radio KDKA's Rob Taylor has the story.
The complaints from City of Pittsburgh residents made it to the mayor's desk as Mayor Ed Gainey spoke on reports of contractors and others charging much higher than normal prices in the wake of last Tuesday's storms.
Let me be clear. If these reports are confirmed, this is unacceptable. However, investigation and enforcement for these actions are done at the state level, not the local level.
Gainey, State Senator Lindsey Williams, and State Representative Ariane Abney are proposing a bill that would empower cities to prevent exploitative pricing during declared local emergencies.
None of our residents should be forced to pay jacked up prices that force them to choose between keeping their lights on or making the repairs they need for recovery.
Rob Taylor, News Radio KDKA.
A game day employee of the Pittsburgh Pirates is suspended after a Sunday afternoon altercation that's gone viral. More on that story from News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado.
Pirate spokesman Brian Warecki tells me the man was a game day employee working security. He had stepped in to help a female employee whom two guests were arguing with. Then the situation escalated. Video of the incident shows one of the guests spitting on the employee, who then takes off his belt and hits the guest with it and then his fists. Warecki says the employee's behavior was entirely unacceptable and he was immediately suspended. The incident is under further investigation. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
Taxes are going up in the Seneca Valley School District. The school board's proposed $180 million budget includes an increase of 5.53 mils, which translates to a tax hike of 4%. The board plans final approval of the budget on June 9th. The Bureau of Elections in Butler County has found and corrected an error in the instructions for mail-in and absentee ballots sent to hundreds of voters. The problem is an incorrect return date of November 5th in the instructions, sent to fewer than 1,000 voters who requested the mail-in or absentee ballots for the May 20th primary. A correction letter was sent to the voters affected by this error. A woman was in critical condition after an overnight shooting in Rankin. Gunfire reported around 12:30 a.m. in the 200 block of 4th Avenue. Allegheny County police say the woman was wounded several times as she was getting out of her vehicle. The suspect fled on foot. And 4 people wounded last night in Mercer County. Police say the shooting happened around 10:30 p.m. in Sharon at a house party in the 300 block of Baldwin Avenue. The victims are 3 men and 1 woman, and they're all 18 or 19 years old. All 4 are expected to survive. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 233 points at 40,986. The Nasdaq down 113 points, and the S&P is down 28. KDKA Sports, the Pirates are looking to break a 5-game losing streak tonight in St. Louis. Paul Skeens will start for the Bucks. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. 45 years of experience and thousands of 5-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. 59, mostly cloudy in Pittsburgh now. The AccuWeather forecast next.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DeLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks. Hey, folks, Marty here. My friend Robert Levin and his entire Levin Furniture and Mattress Store team are continuing Levin's early Memorial Day sale with these amazing deals. Save up to 50% off outdoor and new arrivals. Take not 15, not 20, but 25% off the entire store. Leave your wallet at home. Make no down payments and get 5 years special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more. 25% store-wide, folks, at all Levin's furniture stores.
This is Stephen Barry Ehrenrich, and we have a special invitation for you from Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center.
You've got to see what we've done. We have several new displays and changes that give you even more affordable quality options than before.
In the Petite showroom, you'll see the new materials and great ways to use them to create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams.
No matter what your style, our designs range from the traditional to the very contemporary and everything in between.
Great new designs and ideas that will fit your taste, your lifestyle, and your pocketbook.
If you've been here before, you really need to come in and see what's new. Or call today at 412-279-2222. That's 412-279-2222 for an in-home appointment.
If you've never been to Petite, please accept our invitation and come visit our showroom.
Haven't you waited long enough?
PA 625.
Every time I go into the offices of Physical, that's F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, in Monroeville, where I get physical therapy, to help my balance, I see a room full of patients waiting that heard how much it's helped me on this talk show. And it's so rewarding. F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, 412-457-8200, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Look, I had chemo and radiation, jacked up my balance. It doesn't anymore. Physical, F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L. It works.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
For the rest of today, clouds and breaks of sun along with a shower and thunderstorm this afternoon. Gusty winds and small hail can accompany any downpour, the high 64. Tonight will be cloudy with a few showers, mainly early, the low 54. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's that time of year again. Be Greek for a week at the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Cathedral Greek Food Festival in Oakland. Now through Saturday, all of your favorite Greek foods and desserts. Outdoor patio grill is fired up too. Dine in or take out. OPA.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I'm going to preface this by saying that there are still, what they say, Patrick, about 12,000 people without power. And that's rough, man. I posted a video of my son and myself at Giant Eagle on Sunday with the 15% discount. 500,000 people saw that video. We saved $100. You can hate all you want, but we did. I have been told by reliable sources that they're looking at numbers right now to determine whether to do it again, because there still are 12,000 people without power. And let me say this regarding the food. We're cool. We've been very successful, and we're blessed. I am not complaining, but we lost about $600 worth of food. We had folks texting us this morning, and it's $2,000. People have these freezers, man. $2,000 worth of food. It has been awful, quite frankly, replacing the food. It's very expensive. It comes as a shock. Most of it is not covered with insurance, which is kind of a dicey area. Some of the businesses that we know, like Oakmont, lost $50,000. My friend J.K., who owns like 7 restaurants out there, lost more than that. There is some kind of insurance that they're exploring, whether they get some sort of compensation for that loss from the weather. But regular folks are having a tough time replacing that food, which brings in one of my favorite people and an amazing organization, the Food Bank, and my friend Brian. Hey, Brian, what's up, buddy?
Marty, I'm doing well. How are you?
So you know this big storm creates tremendous food stress on people, does it not, sir?
It does, especially when it's not something you're prepared for. You know, these are events that happen. Like, I think back, I was talking with some neighbors the other day. You think back to 2004 and that 100-year flooding that we had with Hurricane Ivan remnants, and it's like something like this comes through, and you think you're prepared until you actually see just how quickly things can go downhill.
Yeah, like I see they're having an event in Sharpsburg to try and refurbish folks' food. Man, this is expensive stuff, brother. And if you have to throw away 2 freezers of food, you're in bad place, are you not, Brian?
You are. Even I heard you say $100. We lost food in our refrigerator as well. We were without power for not as long as everyone else.
Yeah,
but still, just that short amount of time for food safety reasons. Even if you think it's on the borderline, you've got to discard that food because you don't want to put yourself at risk for getting sick either. So it's a tough situation to be in.
Brian Gulish with the Food Bank, and it has put extra stress on your entity. Tell us, sir.
Yeah, so we actually ourselves, we lost power here at the Food Bank for a short time on last Tuesday. Actually, we did lose some product, but thankfully having a generator on site, most of the food that was in the refrigerator and the freezer systems that we had stayed well. So we did have some spoilage that we have to replace, but now we're anticipating, how do we get food to those who need it most, particularly those people who are already in a very food insecure situation, or someone who's just on the line to being food secure or food insecure. Something like this, you think back to the pandemic, that first lost paycheck, that had people calling us looking for assistance because, again, it's something that you've never experienced before. So we are currently anticipating and prepared for a 25% increase in distributed food just in the next 2 months. So in the months of May and June, it's going to be anywhere between 600,000 to 800,000 additional pounds of food that we fresh food, that is. So that's our produce, our meat, our milk and eggs, 600,000 to 800,000 additional pounds of fresh food that we're looking to, we'll be distributing over the next 2 months.
Which tells me that your entity needs more help, does it not, sir?
We do. There's a price that's associated with that, unfortunately. And again, the first thing I'd want to do would be remiss if I didn't say, the city, the county, all of the organizations, the companies that have come together to support us in the past, they're doing it again. But it's not just the food bank. It's everyone. It's this community as a whole that you rally around your neighbors and you get that electric back on. You get your refrigerated stock back up, your freezer stock back up with food. So that's what we're here to do, working with our pantry network, with all of our partner agencies, getting that food back to them. Because think about it. It's not just the houses. It's some of our partners and some of our network in Allegheny County in particular. They lost their food. So we're trying to help them replenish their supply so they can be the direct point of service to those individuals in their community.
Brian Gulish with the Food Bank. My man, I'm an idiot with math, but 600,000 to 800,000 pounds of food, is that about, what, $150,000, sir, or more?
That's closer to $500,000 to $750,000 worth of food there.
Whoa!
That again, that's going to be that incurred cost. But again, we're going to do everything we can, make sure that food is available. But yeah, there is an impact on us as an organization. So yeah, that 25% increase in food also, a lot of that food is purchased food. It's not, and we know about this is a different conversation for a different day. But when we talk about some of those funding cuts at the federal level that are being discussed right now, this just shows you how critical that funding is. So if there is a time to say, hey, we need to relook at some things, now is that time, because an event like this that, we're at a week right now, and you still see, like you mentioned, 12,000 customers that are without power, households that are without power, and still waiting to get that fresh food put back into their table. And I was at Giant Eagle as well, and I saw just how critical that resource was on Sunday, that families could go and replenish that food.
So $500,000 to $750,000, folks, they're going to need to replenish to get enough food out there. That's a big need, is it not, sir?
It is. And again, that's one resource for getting food to individuals. Sure. Also, for folks who are listening, or if you know somebody who is on SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance benefits, if you go to our website, pittsburghfoodbank.org/storm, if you're looking to replenish your SNAP benefits that were lost, there is replacement SNAP benefits available. Normally, there was a 10-day window to apply for that, but it was just recently approved that the USDA Food and Nutrition Service has approved the PA Department of Human Services that is through May 30th. So if you've lost food and you are in the SNAP program, you can apply for reinstatement for that food by May 30th. If you go on our website, again, pittsburghfoodbank.org/storm, it takes you step-by-step process how you can apply for that as well.
Brian Gulish, thanks, brother. Appreciate your honesty, man. It's a big deal. We will help. We will. Thanks, my man.
Thanks, Marty.
Wow. So, you heard what Brian just said. They're going to need 600,000 to 800,000 pounds of food. Wow. $500,000 to $750,000 they'll need at the food bank to make up that difference. Wow. Folks, a lot of folks lost a lot of food, and they don't have the cash to buy it. It's an awful situation.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
So we have two family friends that graduated from Mount Lebo and went to CCAC. 2 years they went. Saved well over $100,000 each for college. One going to the University of North Carolina. All credits transfer. The other, an Ivy League school. All credits transfer. CCAC, folks, right here in Pittsburgh. Cybersecurity, IT, gaming, advanced manufacturing, robotics, automation, and much more. Check out CCAC, ccac.edu.
Experience, leadership, equity, and integrity. Represent how Sheriff Kevin Krause effectively serves Allegheny County. Paul Martino here, supporting the re-election of Allegheny County Sheriff Kevin Krause. Kevin's proven commitment to bring downtown services to local communities, his decades of law enforcement service, and his numerous community outreach programs are key reasons to re-elect him as sheriff.
I'm Sheriff Kevin Krause. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by Friends of Kevin Krause for sheriff.
I have known Bob Tootie, who started Tootie Mechanical, since I was in high school. We've been friends for 45 years. Tootie Mechanical is the best HVAC company in America. No exaggeration. The best service, the best experts, the best equipment, and the best pricing. And they treat you like they would treat their own family. Tootie Mechanical, 412-771-4100.
This is Ron Schlau from the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. We've been simplifying the home selling process since 2015. If you're thinking of selling, give us a call. We'll help you get the most money in the least amount of time. Call 412-500-9057 or visit homebuyersofpittsburgh.com for a cash offer today.
Hey folks, NASCO Roofing, the region's roofing leader, continues to exceed customer expectations. Carol from Pittsburgh praised NASCO Roofing for their quality workmanship and the timely manner NASCO completed her new roof. She loved how friendly and easy NASCO Roofing was to work with. NASCO has satisfied thousands like Carol. Get NASCO on your roof next. Call NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. Most jobs done in a day. Special financing available. NASCO Roofing, NASCO.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-707-8989. 800-707-8989. 800-707-8989.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
CBS Eye on Veterans from ConnectingVets.com. Team Red, White, and Blue is a veteran support organization that helps vets overcome post-military issues through athletic adventures. And their goal is to raise $1 million by running non-stop across the country. Army combat veteran and team runner Jason Woods shares why their mission is so important.
We wanted to be the symbol of how veterans can lead the nation through the mental and physical health crisis that we're in right now. I think seeing that flag run across the country will be a symbol to not only the Team RWB members that are in local chapters, but also to other veterans that are out there that are that feel like they're alone and they have no place to turn.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What's up? So, Andy Lindbergh was right. He called from the airport this morning to say the TSA guy kind of mentioned to him that they're going to let you slide tomorrow if you don't have the real ID. He's right. He's right. Could be an extra step, could be a longer line, but for now, they're going to let you slide. We're going to grab his sound and get into some of the details of that. But so you know, don't freak out if you're headed to the airport tomorrow. And just came out, breaking news. Travelers who aren't real ID compliant by tomorrow will still be able to fly, but should be prepared for extra scrutiny. Okay? Kristi Noem just said that. Told a congressional panel, 81% of travelers have ID. Makes sense. Security checkpoints will be accepting passports and tribal identification tomorrow. Those who still lack an identification that complies with the Real ID law may be diverted to a different line and an extra step, but they will be allowed to fly. There you go. But I would suggest that if you don't want to be diverted, you get that Real ID. It's a pain in the butt, but meantime, the issue regarding the food bank is big, so they need, honestly, folks, they need $500,000 to $750,000 to compensate for the 25% increase in food they're going to have to dish out for folks because of losses from the storm. Meanwhile, folks still without power. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning.
What's up?
Hi. Hi, Marty. I wanted to call because our electricity is still out.
Where are you at?
And we live in Mount Lebanon.
Where?
Lindendale.
Oh, wow. Lindendale, I know exactly where it is. I used to live on Lindendale.
You probably drive by our house every day.
Is it the one down in the valley?
It's down in the valley.
That's the one I
There's
lived in.
several in the valley.
I lived in that house growing up. I'm not kidding.
Well, that house in the valley. No, we're not that house. There's a couple houses in the valley. I'm not sure which one valley you're talking about.
Came down big time, and you still don't have power.
Well, I wanted to share our story, and I called you because I know you'll share it, because we found out something important people need to know.
Sure.
We learned that even though we've been reporting our outage online and also talking to Duquesne Light service reps on the phone every day since last Tuesday, we learned that Duquesne Light did not know we were out of electricity. And how did we learn this?
What?
Well, it's true. How did we learn this? So, we're thinking, what's going on here? Why? What's going on? One day, Lindendale, as you know, is a busy road.
Of course.
I think it was Friday or Saturday. I saw 15 electric trucks from Duquesne Light and the out-of-state teams drive up Lindendale, thinking, yay! Nope. We went through the weekend, still nothing. Monday, nothing. Today, nothing.
Whoa.
So we saw some Duquesne Light trucks in our neighborhood yesterday. So actually, we went out and talked to the person in the truck, the worker, and we learned that we weren't on the work list.
What?
So we thought, okay. He said he was going to put us on the work list. So then this morning, saw another Duquesne Light truck talking to somebody on our street, but then it went up to the street above us. So went up there, talked to this young man, very polite, very professional, and very helpful. And I'm not sure, he still may not have had us on the list, but we're on the list now. So
how the hell did that happen?
Well, we learned, and this could be hearsay, but we learned that the Duquesne Light Company, there's a huge communication breakdown between the Duquesne Light Company and all of these out-of-state companies that are coming in to help.
Okay.
It's like they're not talking to each other. So the workers that are on the front line out there trying to find the problems, fix the problems, or they're not getting the information.
So are they getting? They know now, and will you get power now?
They know now, and we actually, when I was up on the street, the young man showed us what the problem was. But I think that problem was discovered on Friday, and it involved the downstream. He said that a team is coming out today to cut down the vegetation in that area so they can get to the pool.
All right. I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad you called me, and I hope they take care of it. I want to pass this. I appreciate the call, and I wouldn't be surprised by anything. There's a lot of confusion, I want to mention this. Carrick Pavilion, Brownsville Road, 3 to 9, for residents of Knoxville, Carrick, Mount Oliver, Bon Air, and surrounding areas. Food items provided by the Salvation Army, cases of bottled water, free pizza. Nice. Sent to me by the amazing folks at the Pittsburgh Republican Party. Okay? From my friend Eileen Cunningham. Eileen, I would post this on all social. One more time. Carrick Pavilion. For folks in Knoxville, Carrick, Mount Oliver, Bon Air, and surrounding areas. 1529 Brownsville Road, Pittsburgh, 15210. 3 to 9. Non-perishable food items. Cases of bottled water and free pizza. Nice. Nice. All right, folks. Check. I'll post it on all social. All right?
The following heartwarming yet informative scene is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Son, your grandpa and I used to work on this car together, and when I'm gone, I want you to have it.
Wow. Thanks, Dad. Doesn't count. What you need is a will. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it easy. Designed by attorneys, but customized by you can easily create a state-specific, legally valid document that actually counts. Now, let's let the engine do the talking, am I right? Start your will at trustandwill.com. Use offer code COUNT for 20% off and make it count. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. For details, see trustandwill.com.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today.
Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, and now open in Morgantown.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Hey, folks, Marty here. My friend Robert Levin and his entire Levin Furniture and Mattress Store team are continuing Levin's early Memorial Day sale with these amazing deals. Save up to 50% off outdoor and new arrivals. Take not 15, not 20, but 25% off the entire store. Leave your wallet at home. Make no down payments and get 5 years special financing on qualifying purchases of $24.99 or more. 25% store-wide, folks, at all Levin's furniture stores.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 57 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. A bicyclist in a hit-and-run pedestrian accident in Butler County is behind bars. Butler City Police say a 77-year-old man was struck by the bicycle yesterday afternoon at the intersection of North Main Street and Locust Street. According to police, the man riding the bicycle struck the victim, knocking him to the ground before fleeing the scene. Officers used camera footage to identify the man as 57-year-old Lee Hodgkins. He was charged with accidents involving death or serious bodily injury, which is a felony. The victim is listed in serious but stable condition this morning in a Pittsburgh hospital. The Bureau of Elections in Butler County has found and corrected an error in the instructions for mail-in and absentee ballots sent to hundreds of voters. The problem is an incorrect return date of November 5th and the instructions sent to fewer than 1,000 voters who requested mail-in or absentee ballots for the May 20th primary. A correction letter was sent to the voters affected by the error. All mail-in and absentee ballots for the primary must be returned by May 20th to be counted. President Donald Trump is threatening to levy all films made outside the United States with a tariff of 100%. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has that story.
The president accused other countries of stealing America's movie-making capabilities. On the Big K Morning Show, Pittsburgh Film Office Executive Director Dawn Keyser said she doesn't know if the tariffs will work.
So it would be far better, I think, to increase the tax credits, especially here in Pennsylvania. Everyone understands how lucrative this type of industry is, and we just need to be more welcoming to it. So will this work? Who knows?
Keyser said the film industry brings in over $150 million annually in southwestern Pennsylvania. Concerning the movie tariff, the White House said no final decision had been made as of Monday. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 219 points, the Nasdaq down 106, the S&P 500 is down 25 points. KDK Radio News Time is 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, and the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
John Perry is a great attorney. Now he has a great partner. Perry Calder is the name of the firm. And the truth of the matter is, he also has his sons there, Alex and Trevor. Folks, one of the best law firms in America. Doctors on staff. The big insurance companies, the big ones, are afraid of them. They're that good. They're feared by doctors who make mistakes. Perry Calder Law, 412-281-4200, 412-281-4200.
Lunch was great. Lawrenceville is such a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Kimberly Allen here with Corrigan Moving Systems. Corrigan Moving has been family-owned and operated since 1929, specializing in local and long-distance moves. We also offer packing, storage, and much more. Corrigan is ready to provide you a stress-free and simple relocation. For a free quote, go to CorriganMoving.com or give us a call at 724-237-4578.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or ConsumerCellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds for the most part the rest of today. A few peaks of sun, also a shower and thunderstorm this afternoon that can produce gusty winds and small hail with some downpours, the high 64. A few showers tonight, mainly early, though 54. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Captid Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Looking for the perfect gift? Want to make shopping easy? OliverFlowers.com. Flowers, plants, candy, cuddly plush animals, and yes, balloon bouquets are back. Go to OliverFlowers.com to begin your spring shopping and decorating today. OliverFlowers.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
Tuesday, inching through the week. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6 today. You know, we got more AC/DC tickets. Oh, yeah. Again, 2 to 6, right here, KDK.
All right, so a couple things happening here. First of all, in-house stuff. My man Rico, who owns and started Slice, which is magnificent pizza, then they just win the best slice of pizza in the world. Yes, they did. Love him. I've known him for at least 20 years. He's a wonderful young man. Anyway, they bring in these subs every week called from Tim's Corner Market on Broadway. Unbelievable sub. I get nothing for it. I get a little piece of a sub that I love. I don't eat that much. But every single week I look forward to it. They bring them in on Tuesday. Tim's Corner Market on Broadway. Unbelievable subs. Fresh. And, man, they got this pasta salad that they bring with it. It's insane. It's like my mom made it. It's a fabulous place. Tim's Corner Market on Broadway. Amazing sub. Massive in size. Great price. All that stuff. This is not a shameless plug. It's a shameless plug. I love it. I'm being honest with you. It's right up there with that soup dumpling place we went to on Saturday night in the South Side. Unbelievable. And the South Side works. I'm telling you, magnificent food. All right? All right. I like trying new places. So, Patrick did some digging. This is actually fascinating. So, Ms. Nome has just released this statement about Real ID for folks out there panicking, and why wouldn't you? That they'll let you slide at the airport tomorrow if you do not have your Real ID. My man, our guy, was right this morning. Andy was, when he called in from the airport. You want to play that, please? Thanks, buddy.
I talked to one TSA agent that told me tomorrow is not going to be a big deal. And she told me, now this is just one TSA agent that works at the airport and is not a spokesperson, not a representative, but if you don't have a Real ID, you will be able to fly tomorrow.
He was right.
So she used the phrase soft launch.
He's right again.
Take that for what you will. Now, again, I want to emphasize this is not from an official TSA spokesperson.
All right, thanks. It is now. He had it first. I love that. My man was out at the airport, asked a few questions, and he got the right answer. So don't freak out. You don't need it tomorrow. Okay, here's what's astounding. So in this piece that was just released, right, Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security Director, who gets all dolled up for everything, which is rather comical, she said that 81% of Americans have this Real ID. She says that. So Patrick did some digging. My man, hop on here. Throw some numbers at me. So Patrick did some digging just to see what we have going here in Pennsylvania and other states. I was shocked by what he found in terms of compliance in Pennsylvania. Tell us, buddy.
Yeah, so when you think, it's not that big a deal, but when you look at the actual numbers, you're like, this could cause some backups.
Oh, yeah.
So we're not the worst state, but we're close. New Jersey has the worst compliance. They're around 55%. Oh, I'm sorry, not 55, 17%. We're next in line. 26% of all Pennsylvania issued IDs are Real ID. Only 26%.
It's ridiculous.
So we got a long way to go.
Wow. As of last week, 30 states are at less than 70%. I know she's the big boss, and I know she threw that number out. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that we're 81% compliant if 30 states are below 70. I don't know, ma'am. New Jersey, 17%. Pennsylvania, 26%. Washington and Maine, 27%. New York, 43%. Damn. California, 55%. Why do you care? What Patrick just said. It don't matter if you have yours. If everyone in line, and the numbers suggest that 7 of 10 of Pennsylvanians don't have theirs, you're going to be sitting there. More than 75%. I'm normally a flake about this stuff because I have no patience. I got mine 2 years ago. Why are you saying? Because you found some states that are really high.
Well, yeah, there are states like Maryland, they say 99%.
Why? Why the disparity, brother?
Well, because every state has their own ID requirements. The federal law that they have to comply with the real ID, they just have to, some states pushed off those requirements. Others did these years ago. This started after 9/11. So
I know.
We're looking at 20 years, and we've pushed it back and pushed it back and pushed it back.
And now we're pushing it back again.
This is why you're hearing soft launch.
Oh. Andy, you were right on, brother. He nailed it. So don't freak out. If you're leaving tomorrow for a trip and you don't have the real ID, you will get through. It's going to take longer. I would suggest getting the real ID as soon as possible. Folks, get the damn real ID. I had no idea the numbers were that low. We have had years to get this done. And I mean years.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
UPMC saved my life. No, they did. They really did. And right now, they're fighting to save my sister's life. Cancer, too. Right now. The doctors, the nurses, they will do anything at any time to help you to live and to thrive. It's a magnificent, magnificent philosophy. UPMC, life-changing, life-saving medicine.
Loyalty has its rewards at your neighborhood Par-Mar store. See for yourself. Download the Par-Mar Stores app today and find deals, coupons, and earn points to get free groceries. Dan Zangrilli reminding you that if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Hey folks, Marty here. My man Carlos from Greater Pitt Tree Service. Unbelievable, 32 years experience. A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. Senior discounts, military discounts. Specializing in large and confined area removals. Training to work near power lines. Amazing. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE. It's the absolute best tree service ever. Greater Pitt Tree Service.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know.
Hi, Marty. I wanted to call and thank KDKA because my husband and I, we just got our power back last night.
Nice.
But honestly, if it wasn't for Larry and you with an old battery-operated transistor radio that we had, I don't know what we would have done.
The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hi, I'm Janice. I'm a coach at Awaken 180 Weight Loss. One of my most successful clients, not only in weight loss but in attitude, came to us with stern doctor's orders that if he didn't do something, he would be dead within 5 years. He did not initially even want to have the conversation, but he signed up for the program. By the second week on the program, he was thanking me, thanking the program. He could not believe how much better he felt. Within 8 weeks, he was down 55 pounds. He was a true transformation of body, but definitely of mind. And of course, he feels amazing.
Losing weight with Awaken 180 isn't about the number on the scale. It's about how that number spearheads endless successes. Bring your goals to Awaken 180, then celebrate when you check off each and every one of them. Call 844-346-1800 or go online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Did you hear?
A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The U.S. trade deficit ballooning to a new all-time high in March, topping $140 billion as companies rushed to import products before the Trump tariffs took effect. That record amount was led by pharmaceuticals, then autos, and business and industrial equipment. On Wall Street, stocks lower again today on worries about those Trump tariffs, and as the Federal Reserve kicks off a two-day meeting on interest rates, no change, though, is expected. But after U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told lawmakers that trade deals with some U.S. partners could be announced as early as this week, stocks eased off their lows. Right now, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P all down about 0.5% each. And the drugstore chain Rite Aid late yesterday filing for bankruptcy. This is the second time in as many years after a turnaround plan failed and it could not secure more investment and financing. It's also cutting a ton of jobs at its headquarters in Pennsylvania. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
A lot going on. If you have trees down, you're not going to want to miss the top of the hour. It's very, very bizarre world as to what's covered and what isn't. You got to hear this stuff. It's important. It's tough, man. Big storm knocked our neighbor's tree into our house and did damage, and we had to pay for it. Just telling you. I didn't scream about it. I just said, okay, move on. Move on. Is that Eileen? Yeah, I wanted to talk to her. I love Eileen Cunningham. Eileen's with the Republican Party in Pittsburgh. Is that an oxymoron?
Yes.
Is that an oxymoron, Eileen? I'm sorry, I had to do that. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to tell people that we're doing our third relief for the storm people because there's so many people, like my son being one of them, that still doesn't have power.
I love you.
And so there's a big, the GOP is sponsoring, we have Breadworks, we have Restaurant Depot.
Nice.
And in Carrick, I believe at the gazebo.
Carrick Pavilion, 1529 Brownsville Road.
Yes. And it's 3 to 5.
3 to 9. It says 3 to 9.
Yes, 3 to 9. You just come up. They have all, different food things. The Salvation Army is assisting us.
Nice.
We did 2 of these in Northside.
Oh.
Ran out of food.
Did you?
There was there was an old couple. A lot of people are donating. They were just bringing things in to donate.
I see.
Like they're shopping at Giant Eagle and then bringing food down. And so, we did 2 in Northside. Jacob and Tony Moreno were in charge of them.
Nice.
And they ran out of food.
Eileen Cunningham with the Pittsburgh Republican Party. I love this woman. And this is so relevant because I don't think people realize how much food people that can't afford to replace it lost, right?
Correct. And they're looking for things. And like I said, we did 2 of them, and the first one being just a pop-up, and people were just looking for hot coffee.
Oh, wow.
And, so we ran out of stuff very quickly, so we planned a second one, and we did that like 4 days later. It might have been like 4 days after the storm, 5 days after the storm. Yeah. And all of that went in hours.
Hey,
and
Eileen,
so
who
this
is
is our
Barbie?
third.
Who is Barbie? There's a number on here for Barbie, for hot foods. Barbie. Who's that?
Barbie is with the Pittsburgh GOP. She is the lady that is organizing it.
Nice.
And
hold on, let me give her a number out. Barbie's number, if you have hot food to donate, 724, and I put all this on social. 724-561-4744. 724-561-4744. A Carrick Pavilion, 1529 Brownsville Road, Pittsburgh. Today, 3 to 9, 6 hours. A lot of people still don't have power, and most of them, which kind of shocks me, Eileen, are in the city.
Yes, there are a lot, and there's a corridor out in like the Fox Chapel area, which doesn't serve, but but
she's giving out food right now too. She's giving out food right now too.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, they are. So we're just trying to contribute.
Oh, I love you. You text me anytime you need anything. All right.
Thank you so much for getting it out, because we want people who are in need to know that they can go down there.
Absolutely. So I love that woman. She cares. Eileen Cunningham, Pittsburgh Republican Party, 1529 Brownsville Road, 3 to 9 Carrick Pavilion. Food, water, free pizza. And if you want to call Barbie, if you have hot food to donate, Barbie's number, 724-561-4744. All right?
Thank you so much.
You're the best. You're the absolute best. I love people that care. Hey, Paul, go ahead.
Hi, Marty. Thanks for taking my call. Hey, I hear all these people complaining about Duquesne Lake and Empire and everything.
Yep.
I mean, these guys have such a dangerous job.
They do, sir.
And it hasn't quit raining since they've been working on it.
It hasn't, but hold on. And I get that. We've been talking about that for 8 days now. However, I know guys that work there. They have diminished staff, diminished equipment, and they weren't prepared for a storm this big. That's just the truth, my man. And they admit that internally.
Yes, but I know they have other people coming in from all over this
sir. But it took them
eastern
3 days to get here. So now we're 8 days in, and people are really hacked off, as you would be 8 days in.
There's no way. Now, if you talk about me being hacked off, I have everything ready in my house if I have a disaster, which I've had.
Nice.
I've had power off.
Yep.
I know how to hook up a generator.
Good for you.
Keep my refrigerators going. I mean, and if I have if I lose electric in the wintertime, I have a fireplace, a gas fireplace.
Good for you. You're a survivalist. I'm not. Most people aren't. I appreciate the call. For 8 days, I've been talking about how hard the men and women out there, they're kicking ass, they're killing it. However, they've been playing, ask them, because I talk to them when they're in the neighborhood. How about that? Shocking. They're playing 11-man football with 7 guys, and those are the facts. But Carrick Pavilion, 1529 Brownsville Road, today 3 to 9, water, food, pizza. All right? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I mentioned there is another event going on right now in Fox Chapel. Mandy Steele's having it. 12 to 2, O'Hara Municipal Building, Fox Chapel Road. Right now. Food, all that stuff. Thank you for caring, folks. If you have trees down, do not miss the next hour.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hey, folks, Marty Griffin. It's May. It's spring. It's window time. Universal Windows Direct window time. Check out this amazing deal. Right now, you'll get an incredible 50% off your windows. Whoa, half off. And check this out. Not a single payment, not one payment, no interest for 12 months. Universal Windows Direct. Amazing quality, amazing service. 412-545-6000. 6003.
Asbestos-related deaths in Allegheny County are 50 to 100% higher than the national average. In a city defined by its history with steel making, many local area tradesmen and steel workers were exposed to asbestos on the job and are now suffering from lung cancer or mesothelioma. If you have been diagnosed with lung cancer or mesothelioma, you may be entitled to compensation, even if you smoked. For a free consultation, contact the Pittsburgh-based law firm Goldberg, Persky & White at 1-800-COMPLEX or online at gpwlaw.com.
Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, and now open in Morgantown.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this important announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-384-7878. 800-384-7878. 800-384-7878.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 59 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. News brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. TrustPJ.com. A game day employee of the Pittsburgh Pirates has been suspended after a Sunday afternoon altercation that's gone viral. We have more from News Radio KDK's David Bolorado.
Pirate spokesman Brian Warecki tells me the man was a game day employee working security. He had stepped in to help a female employee whom two guests were arguing with. Then the situation escalated. Video of the incident shows one of the guests spitting on the employee, who then takes off his belt and hits the guest with it and then his fists. Warecki says the employee's behavior was entirely unacceptable and he was immediately suspended. The incident is under further investigation. David Bolorado, News Radio, KDKA.
A bicyclist involved in a hit-and-run accident in Butler County is behind bars. Butler City Police say a 77-year-old man was struck by the bicycle yesterday afternoon at the intersection of North Main Street and Locust Street. Police say the man riding the bicycle knocked him to the ground before fleeing the scene. Officer used surveillance video to identify the man as 57-year-old Lee Hodgkins. He has been charged with a felony count of accidents involving death or serious bodily injury. The victim is listed in serious but stable condition this morning in a Pittsburgh hospital. New legislation has been proposed in the State House that would legalize marijuana in Pennsylvania. State Representative Dan Frankel, a Democrat from Allegheny County, co-sponsored the bill along with Philadelphia Rep. Rick Krajewski. Frankel tells the Big K Morning Show what sets this bill apart from other similar bills they have failed to pass.
This has been the most thorough, thought-out, and transparent process bringing this bill to fruition. We've had 6 comprehensive hearings, and that was done in a bipartisan way. So we're very proud of the product.
He says they hope to get the bill moved out of the House this week. President Donald Trump is threatening to levy all films made outside of the United States with a tariff of 100%. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has that story.
Over the weekend, the president accused other countries of stealing America's movie-making capabilities. On the Big K Morning Show, Pittsburgh Film Office Executive Director Dawn Keyser said she doesn't know if the tariffs will work.
So it would be far better, I think, to increase the tax credits, especially here in Pennsylvania. Everyone understands how lucrative this type of industry is, and we just need to be more welcoming to it. So will this work? Who knows?
Keyser said the film industry brings in over $150 million annually in southwestern Pennsylvania. Concerning the movie tariff, the White House said no final decision had been made as of Monday. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio, KDKA.
Delta Airlines plans to start nonstop flights to Orlando starting December. Pittsburgh International says the seasonal service will start December 20th, operating on Saturdays through April 11th. Delta is joining 4 other airlines with nonstops to Orlando: Southwest, Spirit, Frontier, and Allegiant. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 300 points, the Nasdaq down 126. The S&P 500 is down 34. KDK Sports, Pirates still in St. Louis. It'll be Game 2 of their 3-game series with the Cardinals. First pitch tonight, 7:45. KDK Radio News Time is 1:03. Over 65 and still on your employer's health insurance? Call One Health Benefits today at 724-799-8873 to learn about the best Medicare plan to fit your needs. Right now, it's cloudy and 59 degrees in Pittsburgh. Your AccuWeather forecast is next.
It's a spring shower of savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. USDA Grade A frozen whole turkey breast, 99 cents a pound. Whole seedless watermelons, $3.99 each. And selected varieties of on-the-border tortilla chips, 8 to 11.5-ounce bags, $1.88 each. Additional savings in our meat department. All natural, fresh, boneless chicken tenders, $2.99 a pound. And USDA Choice PA Angus beef brisket flats are $7.99 a pound. In our produce department, sweet flavor Roma tomatoes, 99 cents a pound, and fresh southern sweet corn, 6 for $3. In our deli, Cinco de Mayo street tacos, 3-count package, $4.99 each. In our bakery, fresh baked 8-inch blueberry pies, $7 each. And this week, selected varieties of Kraft chunk or shredded cheese, 7 to 8-ounce packages, 2 for $5.
So get into the spring shower of savings underway right now at your neighborhood grocer. Coons Market, that special place in your neighborhood. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Leading with support and a proven commitment to public safety, represent how Sheriff Kevin Krause effectively serves Allegheny County. Paul Martino here, supporting the re-election of Allegheny County Sheriff Kevin Krause. Kevin's respect and trust from the labor community and unanimous endorsements by city, county, and state public safety and first responders are key reasons to re-elect him as sheriff.
I'm Sheriff Kevin Krause. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Kevin Krause for sheriff.
If you or someone you love is blind or vision impaired, discover what's possible at Visibility. Hi, this is Larry Richard. For over 100 years, Visibility has empowered individuals through innovative training, support, and life-changing programs. From low vision rehab and assistive tech to daily living skills and employment services. Because losing vision doesn't mean losing hope or dreams. Be inspired. Visit visibility.org today. Visibility.org.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 30% and get 18-month no-interest financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Clouds will limit sunshine for the rest of today. There'll be a shower and thunderstorm or two in the area during the afternoon hours. They can produce gusty winds, small hail, and brief downpours, the high 64. Tonight, cloudy with a few showers, low 54. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's Sponsored Jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I was told at least 100,000 trees down there. I believe that. It's insane. Andy Amrine from True Value has 200 down just on his property, one piece of property. We're going to talk about that and what's covered and some of the squabbles going on and what you need to do to make sure that works with my man Carlos, who's been working his ass off. Good for him. I want to update you on this Usher thing. Hang in there, Carlos, 1 minute. So the video that's all over, it's gone viral. Millions of people have now watched it. This usher, Patrick's running it on the stream right now. Pirate game Sunday, idiotic fan and his idiotic friend are kind of half-hammered. They start pushing around a female usher, what we're told. The male usher comes to her defense, and then the idiot, who's kind of half in the bag, he spits on the usher several times, and he hits him. The usher hits him back, and then eventually the usher takes his belt off. It's like 10 minutes. It's kind of crazy how this is all done in the public eye. The other issue that I would be concerned about is it took cops at least 15 minutes to respond to that scene, and I'm told it's because the Pirates don't have enough cops over there because they cut back that a little bit. We're trying to find that truth out. That being said, so this is how this stands right now from the people looking at this case. As it stands right now, so let me get to the minutia of this. As it stands right now, this will start out, and this is what I'm told by judges and then cops working the case. This is a simple assault, both of them. Mutual combat, as you can see, they were both beating on each other. They'll reduce it to disorderly conduct. That's what the cops are saying. The proper lesser included to a simple assault is harassment, which is a summary offense, a ticket. Simple assault, misdemeanor 2. So, from the cops working the case, right now, mutual fight, summary disorderly conduct for both. Whichever side you're on is your business. I kind of take the side of the usher. However, I would not think the Pirates would want their ushers beating on people. Under any circumstance, I would think the Pirates would say, my man, you need to call police and get this settled and go from there. And the public display in the video makes the Pirates look bad, as if they hire these folks. They do, but he's been immediately suspended. He'll be charged with disorderly conduct. The ticket will go away. He'll probably not get his job back. That would be my guess. All right? All right. It's gone viral. Everybody has an opinion. Most people take the side of the usher, as I do. I think he did a hell of a job. He took his belt off, which makes it even more bizarre. And he beat the guy with his belt to keep him away from him. The guy was drunk. Kept yelling at him to meet him down on Mazeroski Way. Like we're in 7th grade and we're going to fight outside. Kept yelling Mazeroski Way. Goofball. Then my police sources who have seen this video say the guy who started this whole squabble, this idiotic fan, is notorious for being a pain in the ass. And they have trouble with him all the time. Shocking. Shocking. And I summarize this by saying the Pirates just can't get a damn break. However, the kid who fell from the stands is up and walking a little bit. Good for him. I'm glad he survived. I am not judging, but I'm always confounded by they've now raised $50,000. And I always want to know why with the GoFundMe. I know he's hurt. I know he has rehab. He was a 20-year-old kid. I know he has insurance. My question is always, I believe in GoFundMe. We've used them for 20 years, and they're a valuable resource. I always wonder, and I always ask folks, and they ask us to help them, what will the money be for? I am not judging this kid, nor am I judging his family, but I just wonder what the $50,000 will be for. Just checking. All right, transitioning to someone that has been busier than he's ever been. He's one of my friends. Actually, one of my most trusted boys. Carlos with Greater Pitt Tree Service. Good morning, brother. How are you?
Hey, Marty. Pretty good. How about yourself?
A lot of hell being raised by consumers as to what is covered and what isn't. Isn't there, sir?
Yeah, it's tricky. The average homeowner really doesn't know the policy that they've agreed to and the terms in it and how it operates when you have a claim. A lot of people get it, probably under the assumption I might not ever have a claim. Why do I need to read it? But in an event like this, you don't know the language in your policy and the terminology that the insurance company speaks. You're putting yourself in a position to kind of be taken advantage of, or just ignorance is what it is. You know, it's your policy. Read it. You need to know how they're operating, because they have a business model, and it's, you know, they want to pay as little as possible or nothing as possible. And that's their kind of the way they operate, and I get it. But the average homeowner ends up sometimes incurring a lot of the cost that should be covered by the homeowner's policy, just because of the way they present it to that homeowner, and they're really not aware of what to do. So that article I sent you is just, I mean, we send that to every customer when they call in for a storm work. We ask them to read it before we get the salesman out there and get a head start on everything.
Okay, and Carlos, because you cut down these damn trees, you end up in the middle of this squabble, do you not, sir?
Yes. I mean, listen, if somebody calls me at 3 in the morning because a tree fell on their house, I put my boots on and I go.
Right.
Where's the claims adjuster? Where's the guy that sold you this policy? He can't get there for 2 weeks? You're not my customer yet, but they're their customer. Why aren't they out there? The problem is they are also overselling a product that they cannot service. And when an event like this happens, you really understand, well, I got to wait 2 weeks. I got to wait a week. I got a tree on my house. Where are these people that I'm getting this policy off and paying them? Where are they? It's frustrating.
So what the hell do you tell people to do?
Yeah, so it's a process. You know, when a tree falls on your house, you can step up and take the initiative, call a tree company, sign the contract with them, and get the work to proceed. You don't need their permission. You don't need to get 3 estimates. 3 estimates, you don't work for the insurance company. Why is it your job to call 3 or 4? It's hard enough to get one contractor out in a storm like this. You're going to sit there and wait for days and days to get 3 prices to save $1 billion company some money? But that's what they tell people. But there's no language in the policy that you have signed that says you have to call and get 3 estimates. There's no language in that policy that says you need our approval. That's not the case at all. You get our price. We take pictures of the job. You submit our invoice in the pictures, and they're going to cover it. They're going to cover up to a portion of it, or they're going to cover nothing.
Whoa.
And that's the chain of events on how to not sit there with the tree on your house for an extended period of time.
Yeah, but as you just said, my man, if I got this big, massive tree and it's not covered, and I get a $20,000 bill, I'm screwed.
Yeah, I mean, that's tricky, because when you call in and you say I have a price, you know, to get this tree off the house, that first person that you call will say, go ahead with the work. They don't really approve the cost per se. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
So, you know, we give the price and operate in the parameters of what we know the insurance company will cover. We don't, you know, we inflate our prices a little bit for emergency and same-day service and the danger involved, but we don't go over and above, because we know what the allotment is for what that job would cost and what the insurance company is willing to pay. So we're very in tune with that.
But let's be honest here. So if I have this massive tree in front of my house, if that massive tree, and it's $5,000 to cut it up, does not hit my house, I get $500 for that, do I not, sir?
Yeah, that's all. If the tree you don't have yard insurance, you have homeowners insurance. So if the tree doesn't hit anything in your policy, which is coverage A or coverage B, coverage A is your main dwelling.
Yep.
Coverage B is anything detached from your home, pool, shed, detached garage. You know, if the tree doesn't hit anything that's covered, then sometimes they'll give you up to $500 just to haul it off your property. But the problem with that is, you know, if you have a tree on your house, sometimes the person you're on the phone with says, all right, well, you only get up to $500 to take it off the property. that has nothing to do with the extraction off the covered A or coverage B. But they kind of put it out there, and you don't ask, and then we get there and there's a tree through your house, and you tell us, well, the insurance company's only going to give me up to $500. No, there's no limit. There's no limit on what it costs to extract the tree off of coverage A.
Man.
Here's
the other thing.
Yeah.
Big storm, neighbor's tree falls into our yard. We had to pay.
Yes, it's always where the tree falls who has to deal with it or pay with it. So if your neighbor's tree falls in your grass, you now own that tree because it's on your property. You're the owner of that tree now. So you have to pay, if it hits a structure, then your insurance company will cover the claim. But if it doesn't hit anything, then you're out of pocket. Sometimes the neighbor, if you have a good relationship, will step in and help you with the cost to get it off your property. Sometimes we cut it up and just throw it back where it came from. If the neighbors, it depends your relationship with the neighbors.
All right. There's not much money out there either to remove debris, brother.
Man, I don't really get this. I mean, we've been doing extraction of trees off of houses, and some of them are 15, 20,000, 25,000. We come in with large cranes, very dangerous. It's a process. So they pay for that, and then they only pay for up to $500 to haul all that material off your property. So a lot of times the haul out gets built into the extraction, if you want to say that. But I don't know I don't know why that's always like that. It should be circumstantial based on how big and how much material there is. It's kind of a blanket policy they operate
My man Carl is the Greater Pitt Tree Service. Here's another thing. Massive, massive tree came down in my neighbor's yard. Guess what's left, brother? The stump. That's not covered, is it?
No, more often than not, grinding the stump isn't covered by your insurance company. They'll have us cut it back to that stump or root ball, and then you're usually out of pocket to grind that big root ball or stump out. Now, there are cases, if that stump uproots your sidewalk and you can't get in your house, or it's blocking your driveway, that's circumstantial too, but most times they don't cover the stump grinding, which is additional in our industry. We cut the tree down. Some people just want to cut flush to the ground. Some people want the stump ground out. So it is a separate service that we provide.
What's that cost?
I mean, stumps are a large stump like a big oak stump could be up to $1,000.
Wow.
That root ball that we teamed up on initially when we met, that's a $2,000 or $3,000 job. You got to maybe come in with an excavator or a skid steer and upright it, then grind it out. So there's a big cost in that as well.
Hey, man, what the hell is this? Trees across driveways are not covered. What the hell does that mean?
I don't know about that. It just depends. It's, again, circumstantial, but you cannot live in peril. You cannot have your entrance to your home blocked. They have to pay for you to be able to access your home, which you're, pay to insure and pay to live in. So they do give you what it costs to extract a tree off the driveway. Most times if it's blocking you pulling in and out of your driveway, it just kind of depends on that circumstance.
If I'm a consumer, man, I'm going to kind of work my tail off to try and get pictures and video or something to an adjuster before I write a big check. Don't you think?
Yeah, 100%. They don't have time to get out there, so they kind of rely on you also to have the pictures when it fell, what the damage was. When we're there removing the tree, the pictures of our equipment, pictures of our crew, we do that as well. And then once the tree's off the house, then the next part of the claim comes in. They come out and assess the damage from the home. So there's two kind of steps here when a tree falls on your house, or coverage A or coverage B. Nothing can continue or take place with that claim until we take that tree off of that structure, and then you can determine the damage, and then the claim proceeds from there.
Are you busy as hell still?
Yeah, we're very busy. I mean, we had a month of work before this happened, and that's the other thing that sometimes the insurance companies don't take into account on our billing. I have people waiting 2 or 3 weeks that we're under the assumption we're coming on the date that we gave them, we take a 20% deposit, and that buys you a day on our calendar. Now, we have to call those people. Most of them have been really understanding, but I'm a stand-up guy, so I'll give those people a nice discount, for being able for us to reschedule their job. So, if we had a month of work, that's a couple $100,000, I'm giving 10% off that, so I'm losing $20,000 rescheduling all these people. I have to recoup that somehow. So that's kind of built in this emergency rate and the same-day service that we're providing right now.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, my man.
Thanks for having me, Marty.
It's great stuff. He's very important to us. I hope you pay attention to what he said.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Hey, folks, NASCO Roofing, the region's roofing leader, continues to exceed customer expectations. Carol from Pittsburgh praised NASCO Roofing for their quality workmanship and the timely manner NASCO completed her new roof. She loved how friendly and easy NASCO Roofing was to work with. NASCO has satisfied thousands like Carol. Get NASCO on your roof next. Call NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. Most jobs done in a day. Special financing available. NASCO Roofing, NASCO.
It's that time of year again. Be Greek for a week at the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Cathedral Greek Food Festival in Oakland. Now through Saturday, all of your favorite Greek foods and desserts. Outdoor patio grill is fired up too. Dine in or take out. OPA.
UPMC, life-changing, life-saving medicine. I live it.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
All I'm suggesting is that I posted this on social media. Looking at things you need to pay attention to. There's over 100,000 trees down, and you got to be careful if you have a tree down, not to just hire someone and think that it's going to be taken care of. We have good insurance folks. They're a State Farm. We've had them for 30 years, so they're kind of sort of friends. And I call them, and we send them pictures and video, and we go from there, and they react fast. I wouldn't assume anything. I just wouldn't. It's very tricky stuff. Like I said, we had a tree down, a big tree. We have a tree right now in our yard, right now. I can't get it done. It's going to lay there for a month, but it's out of the way and no one can see it, and I don't care. But if you have a tree in your house and you got to get work done, you got to get that to an insurance company before we write anyone a check. And it's very rare that Carlos takes anything more than 20%, sometimes 30%, but don't give someone you haven't checked out big time with the Better Business Bureau and have references on a nickel till you do that. I'm serious. What happens is during events like this, fly-by-night, guys in a pickup with a chainsaw pull up the houses and they start scamming people and they do crazy work and someone gets hurt, and that's not good either. All right? All right?
Loyalty has its rewards at your neighborhood Par-Mar store. See for yourself. Download the Par-Mar Stores app today and find deals, coupons, and earn points to get free groceries. Dan Zangrilli reminding you that if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/apply. That's ethos.com/apply.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that is not true. With over 12 years of experience, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers are the experts in treating neuropathy. Their team of chiropractic physicians have successfully treated over 14,000 patients by utilizing the most powerful technology available. You're invited to a free educational peripheral neuropathy seminar hosted by Dr. Sean Ritchie of Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Reservations are required for this 1 p.m. Friday, May 9th seminar, conveniently located at the Monroeville Hampton Inn. Seating is limited, so reserve your spot today. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000 to attend this free May 9th educational peripheral neuropathy seminar. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Looking for the perfect gift? Want to make shopping easy? OliverFlowers.com. Flowers, plants, candy, cuddly plush animals, and yes, balloon bouquets are back. Go to OliverFlowers.com to begin your spring shopping and decorating today. OliverFlowers.com.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 60 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. A Pirates game day employee has been suspended after getting into a fight with a fan Sunday at PNC Park. It reportedly started when the fan and a friend were allegedly harassing a female concession worker. The employee diverted the men away from the concession stand, but the interaction became heated. The employee is seen on video trying to walk away several times as the fan follows and taunts him until punches were thrown. Bystanders tried to break up the fight as well. Then the fan is seen spitting on the employee, who took off his belt and started hitting the fan. In a statement, the Pirates said the employee's behavior was unacceptable and he was immediately suspended. Pittsburgh police were called to the scene. No word if any charges will be filed. Making the recreational use of marijuana legal is a step closer to passing the Pennsylvania legislature. On Monday, the Cannabis Health and Safety Act was approved by the House Health Committee on a 14-12 party line vote. Allegheny County State Representative Dan Frankel co-sponsored the bill.
I think we've got a pretty conservative approach to doing adult use. Promotes public health, promotes criminal justice, and promotes small businesses and revenue for the state. It checks every single box.
The bill now moves to the full House for consideration. Taxes are going up in the Seneca Valley School District. The school board's proposed $180 million budget includes an increase of 5.53 mils, which translates into a tax hike of 4%. The board plans final approval of the budget on June 9th. Volunteers are spreading throughout Allegheny County to help with the cleanup from last Tuesday's storms. News Radio KDKA's David Ballarado has more.
Beginning today, Team Rubicon, based out of Los Angeles, has a team of volunteers who are working across Allegheny County to help with the storm cleanup. They'll be picking up debris with coordination from local authorities as the region still finds downed trees, damage from storm-ravaged homes, and more all over. They'll be dragging and stacking the debris at the curb. It's worth noting they can only help out residents who requested help by calling 211. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 304 points, the Nasdaq down 132. The S&P 500 is down 33 points. KDK Radio News Time is 1:32. Our next update at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if your old windows have you boiling in the summer and freezing in the winter, you need the pros at Window Nation with installation precision and experience that are second to none. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com for your free estimate. And for a limited time, buy 4 windows, get 4 free, plus no interest for 2 years.
Save big and head to your local Toro dealer for this spring's sales event on now. Groundbreaking savings on Toro Zero Turn, Stand On, and Walk Behind mowers. Stop in today to check out the great deals and amazing finance offers. For more information on spring sales event deals, visit your local Toro dealer. Penn Hills Rental at 11125 Frankstown Road or call 412-242-6777.
Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
This is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. Back in the 90s, I left my job as director of golf at Nevillewood to run a new golf course in Virginia. After that course opened, I was fired. I'd uprooted my family, and at 46, I was unemployed. My wife's brother offered me work at his biotech company in North Carolina to help get us through that time. Sunday nights, I took a Greyhound bus south and spent the week mopping floors, cleaning toilets, and filing. I came home on Friday wondering what I was going to do with my life. A friend encouraged me to consider the finance business. In a classroom of kids less than half my age at Duquesne University, I studied for my certified financial planner designation. It was humbling, but in time, with hard work and the encouragement of my wife Barb, I became successful in my life's new chapter. The day my children and I opened the doors to our family business was one of the best of my life. Most overnight successes take a long time. Mine certainly did. Learn more at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series presented by University of Pittsburgh announces its 25-26 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring Dr. Anthony Fauci, Malcolm Gladwell, historian Doris Kearns Goodwin, former National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster, and National Geographic photographer Christina Mittermeier. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
For the rest of today, clouds and breaks of sun along with a shower and thunderstorm this afternoon. Gusty winds and small hail can accompany any downpour, the high 64. Tonight will be cloudy with a few showers, mainly early, the low 54. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us on the Big K Morning Show tomorrow, 5:30 until 10. In our 7 o'clock hour, our weekly visit with Rich Fitzgerald, what's going on around town, and comedian Frank Caliendo at 8 on the Big K Morning Show tomorrow.
Still 12,000 people without power, and most of them in the city, and it's awful. A woman sent me a picture of her house, and she's aggravated as hell, and she should be. I get it. But she's mad at Duquesne Light because she still doesn't have power. And she sent me a picture of her house and said, 8 days now, no power, which, by the way, is a long, long time. But she's mad that they did the automatic withdrawal from her account to pay for her electric. That's not fair. I'm not trying to be a goof here, and I know exactly what you're saying, ma'am, and you want to punch a wall. But the notion that somehow Duquesne Light is supposed to somehow jump into all these things are set up on electronic draft. It's automatic. That they're somehow supposed to not charge you for your electric that you used last month. Doesn't make sense. I hope you understand that. I'm not picking on you. I understand the angst and the frustration. I really do. And I know you don't want to pay them. But two separate discussions. I would think. The only way you could do that is stop that account, put the money in escrow, have a lawyer notify them that's what you're doing. But that's a lot of work and a lot of hassle, and I wouldn't do that. As the days pass, folks get more intensely and intently frustrated with Duquesne Light, First Energy, and the others who have not restored their power yet. I 1,000% get it. You start getting edgy. You do. And I can't offer reasonable solutions. I can't because we didn't have power for 7 days. So I don't know. And no one cared that it was us or our street. They just didn't. The outage map is up right now. How many are there, Patrick? How many are on that Duquesne Light in Pittsburgh?
Just over 8,500 now in the county.
In the county total. Looks like most of them in the city, too. It's fascinating. We're being told by tomorrow night. Some folks are saying maybe, maybe not. I don't know how folks are getting by without power for 8 days. I know a bunch of senior citizens in high rises that have had to get food shipped in several different times. I know the food bank has been pushed to the limit. We had Brian on there this morning, Brian Gulish from the food bank. Because of what we've been talking about, with so much loss of food from the power outage, they're down. They're going to be down 600,000 to 800,000 pounds of food. That's insane. They need, at the food bank, to compensate for that, $500,000 to $750,000 just to make up the loss. If you can help them, please do. We have the Pittsburgh Republican Party having food giveaways, and good for them. I put all that on social. Right? We have the state rep who's been very active. She's giving away food right now, hot food in Fox Chapel, Mandy Steele. That's great. Great for her. But so many people are ready to snap, especially in the city. You can blame the mayor for a lot of things, but honestly, you cannot blame the mayor of Pittsburgh for your power being out. That is not his thing. Ken, go ahead.
Hey, Marty, I can understand a lot of people's frustrations. Yep. I work side by side with Penn Power and Duquesne Light.
Nice. What do you mean? What do you mean side by side? What do you do?
We take care of it. We'll go in and clean out the trees so they can get in there.
Oh, wow.
And then same thing up on the power lines. So,
hold on.
Like I said, believe me.
Help me with this, because I want to know what your job is. So, on my street, massive trees down, brought all the power lines down. So, you come in first and clear away that tree so they can get to their job? Is that what happens?
Yeah, they make sure the power, is cut first from everything. We go in so they can get a path into there.
Oh.
You're saying massive trees on your roads. I've been on the road. I'm not exaggerating. A half a mile, there was nothing but trees every 3 to 4 feet, and they weren't little twigs and sticks. These are massive pine trees, oak trees. Everybody's out here killing themselves.
I'm hearing over 100,000 down trees, right?
Insane. If I could show you the dumping area where we're dumping, the amount of trees that we have dumped, it's insane. And like I said, the one road a half mile long, there's trees down everywhere.
When we're done, I'm going to put you on hold and give you my cell number. Can you send me some of those pictures?
Yes, for sure.
All right. So go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. That's all I was saying. But like I said, believe me, I get people's frustrations. There's actually guys on the cruise net that don't have electricity as well, and it's just It does get frustrating. I completely understand, but we're out here trying to do everything we can do to get everybody restored and get everybody back to normal.
I completely agree with you. But what I'm hearing from guys that work at Duquesne Light is it's a smaller company. They don't have the squad to do this kind of job, and the contractors took 3 or 4 days to get here. Is that fair?
That's correct. Yeah, from out of town and everything like that.
Okay.
Out of state contractors. There's only so many tree contractors too that they have on contract.
Okay. And who do you work for?
I work for Nelson.
Nelson. Oh man, I love him.
Yeah.
He's done work at my house for years. Yeah. Yep. Wonderful guy. I saw you guys have some new trucks too, right?
Story the area I'm going through.
All right, man. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. I'm going to text you. I have your number. I'm going to text you my number. Send me those pictures, all right?
I'll call back, Marty. I can't. Like I said, it must be the area I got.
Yeah, I'm going to text him. I have his number right here. Nelson is a great guy. Has done work in Mount Lebanon for 30 years. I'm going to text that guy and get him to send me some of those pictures he's talking about. What he's saying is they're doing the best they can. We have never argued that they aren't. They're wonderful people. They work their tails off. And like he said, they also have power out. That, I'm texting him right now. That's a fact. They're working around the clock. You heard Carlos, well over 100,000 trees down. It's amazing. I'm told tomorrow night, maybe, everybody should be back. That's him calling in. Tell him I got his number. It's a horrible experience for a lot of people. What we have been able to do is get food and water to folks who really, really need it. Really, really need it. And that's the best we can do. And I appreciate the state leader stepping up and having... Trying to grab this. Go ahead, Jack.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jack.
Okay. I just wanted to compliment all of the West Bend power crews and people who have been fixing lines and taking care of trees on all these different roads.
Yep.
I hear a lot of negative comments from people on the radio, on your show and everything. They don't realize how massive this storm was that came through. And all of the streets, this isn't like, one little neighborhood got hit. This is like the whole area.
Oh, it's horrible.
And I think all of those people that are calling in complaining about having their power off. I was off for 5 days. I had to get rid of everything in the refrigerator.
Same. Same.
But we didn't get hurt. I know one person on one of my roads, his whole house was blocked in by 6 trees. So he could get out. He couldn't get out to go anywhere. And
people had houses condemned. Yep. People are frustrated. But again, I've said it from day one. Duquesne Light was too small. They have 7 people playing 11-man football. They admit that. And they need to find a better plan to react quicker the next time there's a storm this big. But the guys and the gals that are doing it now, crushing it. Amazing, amazing work.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Get 50% off your windows. That's half off. Plus, no interest, no payments, 12 months, and a free entry door with your windows purchase. 412-545-6003. Check it out now.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
We get it. Attention spans just aren't what they used to be. Heads in social media and eyes on Netflix. But what do people do with their ears? Well, for one, they're listening to audio. Americans spend 4.4 hours with audio every day. Oh, and you want the proof? Well, you just sat through this ad that's now approaching 30 seconds. What could you say to a potential customer in 30 seconds? Let Odyssey put together a media plan tailor-made for your unique marketing needs. Advertise with Odyssey. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
Your 401k goes up and down. Fine when you're 40, not when you're 60. Find out how to protect your money on Expedition Retirement. Saturday night at 8, Sunday night at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hi, Paul Ellingson here with a challenge. Maybe a challenge isn't the best choice of words, but let's call it an opportunity. Take the opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th with Awaken 180. There's a different ring to it when you have a finish line, doesn't it? 40 by the 4th. Maybe you look at the scale this morning and read 230 pounds and you're thinking, boy, anything under 200 would be nice by the 4th of July. Maybe the scale says 300. How about 260? That's a little nicer on the eyes and your knees and everything else. It's attainable if you have the same results that we all have with Awaken 180. I dropped 35 pounds in just 6.5 weeks. There's no reason you can't drop 40 by the 4th. Ring Independence Day in with a healthy, confident, and a new you. You reached your goal with the help of Awaken 180, so crack open your beverage of choice and roast up the dogs because the weight's staying off thanks to free support for life. For the Pittsburgh location or the at-home program, reserve your consult today online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows road trips without your pet can be tough.
Hi, this is Next Stop Dog Boarding.
Hi, it's Scott again. How's Squeaks doing? You can tell if he's stressed by his eyebrows. Oh, and his breathing should sound like this.
Scott, Squeaks is exactly the same as last time you called.
Okay, let's talk in 20 to see if anything's changed.
With Progressive, your pet is covered up to $1,000 in vet bills in case of a car accident. So next time, you can take your pet with you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-921-5252. 800-921-5252. That's 800-921-5252. Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos. Fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
A lot going on. First Energy down to fewer than 1,000 folks without power. Duquesne Light close to 8,000. Most of them in the city. It's tough, man. Be careful before you hire anyone to do any work on your house. Don't panic. Make some phone calls. Check them out. Get a couple references. Don't give them cash. Do not. Do not. It's not smart. Duquesne Light folks got crews out all over hustling. There will be hearings. The Duquesne Light defenders who are all hacked off because folks or anyone criticize them, it's not fair. They need to do better. And they admit that. They had attrition, and they didn't rehire. Even their marketing department wasn't available to us, not once in 8 days. And I mean not one time, not one interview. Very, very unusual. Folks, I've been at this a hell of a long time. That has never happened. Ever. Ever. We're 8 days in. We're not afforded the opportunity one time to get any kind of live updates from anyone from Duquesne Light. I asked. Now I find out they have a new boss who's uptight about doing all of this right now. Okay. Regarding the tree stuff, don't hire someone you don't know or aren't familiar with from Better Business Bureau or from references. Don't do it. Roofer, same thing, ma'am. Do not hire a fly-by-night roofer with a truck and a tarp. Don't do it. Don't. Hire someone you trust, someone who's been here, someone whose work you're familiar with. Don't do it. Do not get a chainsaw and cut down a massive tree. Don't do it. Very dangerous. Very high risk. Don't do it. Do not go near any wires that you think might be live. Do not. It's very difficult work. Carlos, my man from Greater Pitt Tree Service, says they will be cutting trees for months. Months. Amazing. The other big story we've been talking about, Real ID. You will not need a Real ID tomorrow if you go to the airport. You will not. They're going to cut you some slack. I was shocked when Patrick found out that fewer than 30% of Pennsylvanians have their Real ID. Shocked. When Christy Nome says the national average is 80%. That's amazing. I don't know why that happened or how that happened, but it happened. Now, if you go to the airport tomorrow and you don't have one, they're going to let you fly, but it's going to take some time. More time than you expect. And finally, the story that every single person is talking about, the usher whose video went viral from the Pirate game. He's fighting this fan. And then he takes his belt off and he beats the fan with a belt. The judges and the cops tell me it becomes a ticket, in essence. A misdemeanor charge. And that no one will go to jail. Becomes a simple assault, and then it will be lowered to a summary harassment charge. And he said, and she said, I got a judge and a cop, even the spitting at someone is a harassment charge. The employee has been suspended. I would think the Pirates, regardless of how we feel about that usher, I think he did a hell of a job defending himself and defending the female employee that I'm hearing these two clowns went after. He has been suspended, and once he's charged, whether it's a misdemeanor or not, they will not want him on their staff. And I can't blame the Pirates. I wish him the best of luck. He probably should have backed off. Probably should have waited for security and let them handle the guy. Probably shouldn't have pulled his belt off. Probably shouldn't have hit the guy with the belt. However, most of the folks on social media, and there are millions now, it's gone viral, support him wholeheartedly. Doesn't get you a job now, does it? But we wish him the best. I hope he's okay. As for these fans that get drunk at games, that's what happens. That's what happens. When you can't control your alcohol, the alcohol controls you. And that's what happens. Colin is next.
It's the little things, the information you need, people you know. The little things that make a big